for the few points she did make, I think I hit out of the park when it came.
It's really fun.
Yeah. So the panel, she called me out.
See, the thing is that Dylan's missing there. Okay, like the few points that she did make, I hit out of the park. The thing that he's missing there is that this isn't a game for us, Dylan. And like, as much as I'm here for the wrestling promo shit, I think that's like a lot of fun and stuff. I mean, I wish you would let me participate in instead of every time I do, characterizing my participation in it as being toxic or, you know, unhinged or whatever the hell else kind of crap you've called me. Anyway, here we go. Like, but the thing is that you're not getting is that it's not about like hitting it out of the park a few times. It's about having like, you know, like not letting any bullshit arguments out into the general public. And if you don't have to suffer the consequences of those weird champ arguments from Rob getting out into lefty spaces, and then you have to answer that, well, what about da-da-da-da-da? Oh my God, Dylan, you never have to fucking deal with it. You never know. You're like, I think I did just fine. I don't see the harm in it. Yeah, of course you don't, because you're not fucking looking. And that's the problem. That's the problem. Is that you are serene to the problems of the trans community here. You are absolutely unperturbed here. Chat, actually, let me be really honest with you. The Demon Mama VOD of Demon Mama talking to Dylan, I can't watch. It's too triggering. No cap. I'm not fucking, like, I'm not using triggering as a slang. It's literally fucking, it makes me so unhappy. It makes me feel so betrayed. It makes me feel, and maybe, like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know what was going on. I'm just scared, and I couldn't talk to Demon Mama after that. I didn't want to fucking, like, even, like, you know, like, get in, like, we're on DMs. Soft sex, you're posting fucking cringe. What is your problem? What is your fucking problem?
I don't know.
How are they like? How are they fucking okay? Like, look, what are they like? Are they just fucking like trolling the fucking whole time? Like, all I've seen is bullshit from them. All I've seen is bad faith. Like, we're soft sex. We are going above and beyond, like, you know, allowing like you charitability that you don't deserve.
Anyway, I watched the whole Demon Mama Dylan talk, and what I found admirable, or in a way, was that she was trying to steelman a point. Sadly, it was a point you didn't make. The point she steelman was that Rob Noor would be part of the Nazball vortex.
Oh Jesus, yeah.
Anybody
there was
who
so
would,
much like ignorance being spread in in this whole discussion. There was so much just ignorance, right?
Everybody,
and so many
who paid
people that we
attention
expected to be better, and so many people that we expected to stand up. Like Demon Mama's whole thing was standing up, and like I don't know, whatever arrangement, you know, that you know is in where, you know, like Dylan's not getting any critique, any pushback. Like that's untenable for me. That's unacceptable for me. Okay. And I know, like, yeah, it'd be great if, like, maybe there was some misunderstanding. Eris is really a good person. No, you're about to hear Eris lied about me, Bucciarati. Eris tried to get people to think that I was a violent person. Eris tried to make it so that no one on Twitch Politics would want to touch me, would not want to come near me. Eris tried to isolate me. That is not the acts of somebody that you can that can be convinced of, you know, that what they're doing is wrong, and that you can somehow to come to the and they just didn't understand this, and you just didn't understand that. No, they attacked me violently with lies. They weaponized lies. They knew they were lies. They told them anyway. They used their platform to spread these lies. You're gonna see this. So please don't give me any bullcrap, okay? Because that's what that is. And you may not know it, but I'm telling you now, okay? As much as I prefer peace, as much as I prefer to work towards mutually beneficial agreements, right? If that was possible, Bucciarati, because that's what you want, and I want that too, like, right? If that was possible, 100%, I would be down with that, okay? I'm where, like, you just don't know, is all. Like, I don't think you've got any ill intentions or anything like that. There's just a lot that people don't know about Eris, and they're gonna find out now. And what is Dylan getting in return for that? Well, Dylan is getting, you know, some free airtime with a compassionate voice, that kind of almost acts as a shield. Now, chat, we're going to start to talk about toxic femininity. And sometimes that is how it manifests, right? Like Cora, I mean, like, what do you think of with toxic femininity? Because, like, a lot of times when you're talking to guys about like toxic masculinity, first they'll think that toxic masculinity, if you say that, it means you think masculinity is toxic. That's not what we're saying. We're saying that there's some forms of masculinity that are toxic. And I would say that there's also forms of femininity that are toxic. Now, I think that when like, you know, guys that bristle at the idea of toxic masculinity, when they turn that around and say toxic femininity, a lot of times I think what they're talking about is feminists. And they're saying, look, okay, some guys go too far. They're sexist, they're overbearing. Yeah, sure, right? You know, like, but like on the other side, the feminists, that's just the same thing. That's just the same thing as sexist guys, you know, like that, like, you know, the idea that anyway, yeah, it gets really, anyway, what, like, so, the idea of toxic femininity is usually, you know, to present a paragon of vulnerability.
Little dudes come up and, like, I just naturally am like, little dudes.
And vulnerability, yeah. And that, like, that vulnerability can be weaponized to justify harmful acts towards at-risk people. Yeah, I think I said, did I say that pretty well? Does this work?
It does.
Oh my god, thank you, Chad.
You could also say that toxic femininity would, like toxic masculinity, represent a series of sort of negative behaviors that women are expected to perform in order to be essentially granted
good point.
Their status as women.
Yeah, good point. You know? Baden by so. I think toxic femininity gets touchy for some people because they think it's not pertinent since we still exist in a patriarchal system. Yeah, that is important to not let it get drawn out as a both sides, you know, of like, oh, there's also toxic, because let's be real, toxic femininity is, if we think about it as the corporation, a subsidiary of the patriarchy. It is not a parallel structure, and it is certainly not of equal power. Wow. That's you know, the idea that it's of equal power, or that like somehow feminism counterbalances like, you know, excesses and like, you know, masculine behavior or something like that is kind of ridiculous. A patriarchal system, so because females are in charge, they don't consider it as problematic. Yeah. All right, so let's go. It's gonna be a little bit tough. Okay, so I gotta get they're going to talk about Dylan's...
Peter Coffin. I tried to get Peter Coffin on a show, and he basically, like, blowballed me to the last second. It was like,
oh my god, the one time that they would be... Anyway, I'm not going to... Just so everybody knows, I'm not freaking out about this. Like, fucking up a pronoun isn't the worst thing in the world. It's not caring about fucking up a pronoun. And Anyway, Chad, if you followed the pronoun thing, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. Kind of ironic.
I appreciate that you're being honest about this, because so many streamers, like... Yo,
is this going to turn into, like, she scanned through to look for a misgendering. She was looking for a misgendering. Like, anything that I do, dude, gets turned into, like, this sinister thing. Like, she had him on the stream and you could see him, but you could not hear him, and also he could not hear her, and so therefore she is bad. Weird champ. Why are you so weird, champ? Why are you so weird?
I spent what, like 2 hours talking about Dylan's personal issues? Before,
yeah, I would love to know, like, yeah, where is it? It's 2 hours? Is it like, geez, I'm really not trying to listen to any of the personal issues, you know, that's...
Or the few points she did make, I think I hit out of the park when it came.
It's really fun.
Yeah. So the panel, she called me out.
See, the thing is that Dylan's missing there, okay, like the few points that she did make, I hit out of the park. The thing that he's missing there is that this isn't a game for us, Dylan. And like, as much as I'm here for the wrestling promo shit, I think that's like a lot of fun and stuff. I mean, I wish you would let me participate in it instead of every time I do, characterizing my participation in it as being toxic or, you know, unhinged or whatever the hell else kind of crap you've called me. Anyway, here we go. Like, but the thing is that you're not getting is that it's not about like hitting it out of the park a few times. It's about having like, you know, like not letting any bullshit arguments out into the general public. And if you don't have to suffer the consequences of those weird champ arguments from Rob getting out into lefty spaces, and then you have to answer that, well, what about da 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 da? Oh my god, Dylan, you never have to fucking deal with it. You never know. You're like, I think I did just fine. I don't see the harm in it. Yeah, of course you don't, because you're not fucking looking. And that's the problem. That's the problem. Is that you are serene to the problems of the trans community here. You are absolutely unperturbed here.
No comment check on Twitter and all this other stuff.
It starts at 1:48.
And she says afterwards that it was wrestling. The thing is,
people
know that my show's very.
I think I might have even.
I wear a robe. I have
reacted to this. Yeah, but this I'll react to it better. Yeah, you wear a robe and a belt. You know, it's kind of like some sort of a naked emperor sort of thing you've got going. Yeah, totally.
I have the thing. It's pretty. It's like implicit, and I call it performative. I'm open about its performativity, and the call out and all that.
But for some reason, a trans girl's not allowed to participate in that performativity. I guess that's just not for us. I don't know. I didn't realize it's cringe for a trans girl to try to participate in wrestling. I guess it's cringe for like. I'm sorry. I'm not allowed to do it. When I do it, it's bad. I'm a bad lady. Anything that I do is bad. Anything this guy does is fucking fine and perfect, even if he's causing fucking harm to my community. And then my calling out of him results in him causing more harm to me, him weaponizing his platform, and, you know, somebody being there to get paid in clout for, you know, being his little soft sell, softball interviewer. Like, anyway, I'm not gonna give Eris like interview tips, okay? I'm not gonna concentrate it on what she you know, should have done better. The fact is, like, even like letting this guy like just like run off and axe grind about someone where you don't know the facts of the situation, that's irresponsible. That's irresponsible. And I mean, like, irresponsible is one thing. Like, maybe you can come back from that with an apology and an attempt to make things right. These things were never forthcoming from Eris. So, I mean, like, and this is the whole thing. This is what I feel the most gaslit of at all. There are so many people that anytime Eris makes any kind of overture of like, hey, listen, if you'll do this, then I'll maybe, you know, then I'll, you know what I mean? Make some like offer, gesture, right? You know, because this is what she'll do. She'll come into my stream because she doesn't like getting criticized. And she'll act like she understands what I'm upset about. And she's, you know, she was naive. She's sorry. You know, she'll tell me what I want to hear to get me to stop the stream. Because she doesn't want damage being done to her brand. But she doesn't care if damage is done to my brand. And that's what happened here. And chat, I'm sorry that I didn't feel like I could trust you to see my real emotions at that. Because my real emotions underneath it all weren't anger. They were sadness, betrayal, fear, powerlessness. And I tried to cover up for it with anger. And it just wasn't a good idea. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to do that. Oh, yeah. Meow, meow, meow. Good night, Allie. Good night.
I could assume that was performative, but a lot of it, but I wasn't like given like a hint anywhere that this was going to be like a performative thing.
Yeah, so, you were. And you know what? No one else gave you a hint either. Everyone else sent you wrestling promos. I don't think they contained a like, dear Dylan, please do not take this 100% seriously because this is meant to be taken as a wrestling promo. Wink. No. I mean, you can kind of tell, chat, is this the face of somebody that's telling the truth right now? What do we think? What do we think? Do we see truthful? Is this the expression of truthfulness on Dylan's face right now? He's telling a lie because he thinks he can get away with it because no one's ever held him to account. No one's ever stood up to him. He doesn't know what to do with that. He absolutely doesn't know. He's probably scared on some level, but much like me, wouldn't tell anyone. So instead he lashed out against me, and he thought he could just get my... Oh, I know. Yeah, total weasel. Wait, are you sure they weren't? I think they were arguing on our side. Maybe they didn't realize that they were arguing on our side. Weasel would apply. Weaselly. Anyway, I'm gonna try not to get into like a cycle of just like cathartic anger expression, even though that feels good sometimes. I'm not really being real, you know, when I'm covering up my vulnerability. And I want to model for you that, you know, in a safe environment with your friends, you can be vulnerable. Yeah. Meow, meow, meow. Neoliberal. I'm being... Oh, you... Respectability politics. Listen, stick around and find out why I'm being so... Like, so I'm soft pedaling this. Stick around and find out why I'm going so soft. Listen, like, part of it is... Like, I'm serious, okay? I do think that vulnerability is actually a strength. I think that not reacting to cover up your vulnerability is actually an asset, okay? I believe in that, okay? And I want to show you that. I've been talking to you for a long time about dominance paradigm. I have not always demonstrated that in the best way. That what I believe in is something further, something more than dominance paradigm. I want to take us past that to a place of radical honesty and radical freedom. You gonna come with me? All right, let's do this. We can take this, okay? Even if it hurts, even if I have to cry, it's gonna be okay. Because I'm here with my friends, and I've got the support of my community, and that's really all I need. That's really all I could want. All right, let's get through this.
Ended up happening. But then she finds out about, like, recently my father's been in chemo and my breakup, because the ex thing, that just happened. And
so the place where I told him specifically that this was a wrestling thing was in the... So he's talking about the DM right now that contradicts what he just said. I'm just pointing out that this is the first time you're going to see he lied. It's not the last time. He seems to have a habit of it. And people around him have a habit of not holding him accountable. That needs to stop. That needs to stop.
Broke up. That's a very recent thing, which is also why I really didn't like that. So the X thing happened.
Already a soft spot for you.
So she hears about this, like, you don't need to come on. It's like, don't worry, I'll come on. And because also she said that you and others who she said agreed with me would be on. So I'm like, oh. So
no, Dylan, I said I thought they'd agree with you. Like, if you think that I do enough preparation where I know exactly where my guests come down on every single issue, you'd be wrong. Also, I kind of think that they did agree with it. Chad, am I wrong? Does anybody remember WrestleBrania? Did anybody in WrestleBrania, like, disagree with Dylan on platforming? I think either like nobody spoke up, or if they did, it was Kevin Logan like just like kind of agreeing with him. I mean, like, you know that Kevin talked to him just before then and agreed with him on most stuff. You know, Eris is talking to him very, you know, seems to agree on all this stuff, right? Who would be disagreeing with you that you think is like me being a sneaky Weasley little sneaky ambusher? That's what he's claiming, is that I ambushed him. Because it's the only thing that explains his bad performance, right? And he doesn't want anybody to know that he kind of needs to maybe brush up on debate. I'm trying to say this in the nicest way. I don't need to fucking dunk on, you know, a 20-year-old kid. Like, I don't need to do that. I'm just not gonna do that. Or a VTuber, for that matter. Because as you will find out throughout this whole thing, these two are beneath me. Like, really? I mean, I just need to stop being gaslit by people like this.
It's not just going to be me in the firing line.
And every single thing is just like, whoa, whoa, she did that, and it's like nothing. It's like nothing. It's like, whoa, the debate wasn't real structured. Holy shit, my dude, what an ambush. This is Snowflake. Dylan. This is you're snowflaking so hard. So incredibly hard. That fragile, fragile ego. It's just gotta find a way to displace its pathetic performance.
It's going to be me with all these other people who agree with me. And so I know that I don't have.
Yeah, that's what I thought I would have set up. Like Aristoc, I'm like honestly, no, dude, I still haven't seen it. Everything that you're saying is like just super cringe. I'm like trying to give you the benefit of the doubt on everything. But look, Eris, did she disagree with you? I don't think so. Kevin Logan, no. Merrick, did Merrick speak up and be like, you know, like, I think you shouldn't have any, like, maybe Merrick, but I don't think Merrick. Like, I think Merrick was talking about was more interested in other topics. Chat, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Anyway. Like, yeah, no, he's 100% full of shit on this. And you can kind of tell it just looking at his face, that this is not the face of a person telling the truth. Now, with Eris, it's a little bit more difficult, because, I mean, Uncanny Valley, I don't know, where do we start? Where do we start?
To just stand there just like defending my position right now when I'm not exactly in the best headspace for
oh
it.
My god, you didn't have to come on the show. Holy shit. No, it's just like, it's just all these inconsistencies. Are you still in chat, Cora? Are you oh god, let me actually try screen sharing this to the people in chat, just because like otherwise you're gonna be like,
time delay is a little difficult on my eyes.
Let's try this. Okay, yeah, I know, that's what I was just thinking. I've been there too. It's really difficult to chime in with the time delay, actually. Okay, hopefully you'll be able to see it now.
Okay, I've got it up.
This actually feels like something I could do. So I go on the show, and I go in there, and the first two topics are Mel and the other thing, and we go through that. And
it felt like it was all just about attacking you.
No. No, Eris. And this is the point where I'm watching here, you know, when the first time, like, I honestly can't tell if, well, it sounds like she's just in the mode to be going along with, okay, the bad person did the bad thing, right? Dylan wasn't actually saying that. Dylan was saying that we talked about Mel first. Now, he didn't say, who's Mel an attack against? Mel was an attack against me, okay? Because Dylan was, even though he'd come on specifically to talk about platforming, and listen, I didn't say specifically what, but you might be able to guess that if the challenge was issued about your panel, and your panel's the thing in the news, right? If somebody brings me on to talk about drama, and they bring up this stuff, Do I have the right to be surprised? I didn't know you meant this drama. Oh my God, it's an ambush. No. No. I don't have the right to be surprised.
Didn't he literally say that he was aware of your criticism before he came on the panel?
Oh, there's so much. And the thing is, the people who are watching this, they just aren't looking for the inconsistencies. Like, all they're doing is seeing their thought leader and falling in line, just like Eris is kind of falling in line with this clout game of just like, yeah, oh yeah, so the bad person, this person you didn't like, let's beat on them more. Like, it's kind of like, chat, like, so
because it was so peaceful up here, but now there are freaking communists invading.
It's as
radicals.
if this cute little VTube avatar like beat me up for like money, for like clout, for like views, for like subs. Chat, that's mean. And the problem is that people don't see her as being capable of being mean. And they don't see somebody like Dylan, who's just talked about like a horrible thing that happened to him. Since he's a victim, we have the sense that like they're not capable of doing harm to other people. But chat, that's essentialization of victimhood. And we need to stay the fuck away from that, because those are very bad memes. Those are very deleterious memes. Those will not help you make good decisions, okay? So yeah, this is really, really fucking yikes here. This is really yikes what they're doing. And the fact that so much of Twitch doesn't see the possibility that they could be using their powers for ill, that they just turn their head while their friend Irene gets pounced on by people that really aren't connected to anything approaching empathy. This is some cold shit. And then for you to turn around and complain about the things that you did, to complain about being muted and having the camera on, Dylan, like I've said before, that's not even a thing. Like, right? You can do that to me if you want. I'll do, like, it's not a thing. It doesn't cause harm. You know what does cause harm? Platforming transphobes and then letting them gish gallop, Dylan. That's what causes harm. You know what causes harm? Your arrogance and intransigence causes harm, Dylan. That's what causes harm. My mods love muting. Okay, soft sex. Let's talk. What you got? What you got? Oh my God. Okay, well, if they were saying something that was like over the line, yeah, we can leave them. Like, what were they? I'm not. Oh God, you are a fucking drama monger. That's what they're doing, yo. Yo, I'm not gonna allow drama mongering. No, you're banned. I'm sorry. I see exactly what you're trying to do here. Okay. Also, can we stick to the subject, chat? Listen, if you are going hard in chat for a subject other than the one that we're covering on stream, you're distracting the rest of the chatters. Please be courteous to the rest of the chatters. It's not just your chat room for weird champing, whatever point you think you're making. That sounds like not a point I disagree with, but guess what? We're on the same side. The Mel issue? Yeah, we're on the same side. I agree with you. She's a bad person to platform, but that's not what you're after. You're just after hurting me. I really wish you'd take some time and reflect, okay? Because I don't think you're coming from a place of love here. And that makes me really sad to see that you get so disconnected from your own heart to act like that. You must be really, really hurt, and I'm sorry that you're hurting like that. But as much as you think, and also Lord Virtues, I see that you resubbed, and I'm very, very thankful. Very, very thankful indeed. Yeah, no drama mongering, okay? No drama. You were literally coming in here trying to start a fight. That's not nice at all. That's not heckin' valid, Uwu. Okay? I don't know why people think that I'm a Mel stan. That if they consult the tape of Bird Brains, like you will find a ton of me and Mel like going at each other. I block. She's anyway. Let's not go back into it. This is silly. This is silly.
The Mel in the first topics, like I didn't feel like it was attacking me. It felt like it was the last topic that like felt like it.
Yeah. So it didn't feel like attacking you because I literally volunteered myself. I literally risked harming myself over something that people have drama mongered, that people have acted like a bigger deal. It was a bigger deal than it. People have tried to, like, I don't know what they're claiming. Look, listen, Reddit, like, you need to come out and say it right off, okay? Do you unironically think I'm a tanky? Do you think I'm a tanky? Because if that's what you think, you need to just come out and say it. You haven't said it yet. You'll say, like, joined at the hill with Mel. You'll say, like, all these different things. Do you think I'm, like, a crypto tanky? And I'm not joined at the hill with somebody that I have blocked on fucking Twitter, okay? Like, I do not consider her a friend of the VOD. Much because of what she said to me and how much difference there was between that and what she was saying to people on Twitter. Chat, she straight up lied to me on that show, okay? She straight up lied to me. And I thought she was my friend. I thought she wanted to, like... I just felt so bad about that, like, yelling at her. And I... Chat, she burned me, okay? She hurt me. And for people to try to weaponize that against me, to hurt me, that I was victimized by somebody who's very deceitful, very dishonest, very much like one of the people on screen right here, yeah? Very much the kind of person who will, you know, act very kind and nice and with the, you know... Meanwhile, they're just doing horrible things to you behind your back. Bucciarati, you're literally asking me to go on stream with an abuser. Please don't do that. Like, listen and watch, okay? I would listen, I know, like, yeah, it'd be great if, like, maybe there was some misunderstanding. Eris is really a good person. No, you're about to hear Eris lied about me, Bucciarati. Eris tried to get people to think that I was a violent person. Eris tried to make it so that no one on Twitch politics would want to touch me, would not want to come near me. Eris tried to isolate me. That is not the acts of somebody that you can that can be convinced of, you know, that what they're doing is wrong and that you can somehow to come to the and they just didn't understand this and you just didn't understand that. No, they attacked me violently with lies. They weaponized lies. They knew they were lies. They told them anyway. They used their platform to spread these lies. You're gonna see this. So please don't give me any bullcrap, okay? Because that's what that is. And you may not know it, but I'm telling you now, okay? As much as I prefer peace, as much as I prefer to work towards mutually beneficial agreements, right? If that was possible, Bucciarati, because that's what you want, and I want that too, like, right? If that was possible, 100%, I would be down with that, okay? I'm where, like, you just don't know, is all. Like, I don't think you've got any ill intentions or anything like that. There's just a lot that people don't know about Eris. And they're gonna find out now. So, anyway.
It was, you know, aimed at me, but I didn't really care that much. Mm-hmm. But then people left.
It's just weird how thick the entitlement is here, because he can literally, anything that it bothers him is like, oh, it was like, she was like this and she was like this, and everybody's like, oh God, poor Dylan, he had to deal with it. And I'm like, what? She was like, what? That's not a bad thing, Dylan. That's a normal thing. This is like talking to Destiny. When Destiny's like, oh, but don't you think that Demon Mama, she's just beyond the pale. She just does things that... And it's like, no, I think she's a debate lord. She likes to get dunkaroos. She got a few dunkaroos on you, Steven. Maybe, you know, she should have been nicer. I think, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to tell Demon Mama how to debate, right? Right? Chat? That'd be a little silly for me. For me to try to give Demon Mama debate advice, that might be a little bit silly. I might be a little out of line there, huh? You think so? You think so? Okay, what lies... I am very new. Okay, so we're gonna get to that, okay? We're gonna get to that. Diet sucked him, I'm not doing well. Okay, so just so everybody knows, let me give you a sneak preview. Here's what happened. After this, Eris came into my stream. I didn't go to hers. I didn't go to, like, because, like, her fans are coming at me saying, stop harassing Eris. Literally harassing me to tell me to stop harassing her, the person who's sending them at me to harass me, right? A little bit ironic. But hey, you know, I mean, like, that's par for the course with Darvo, right? That's what Darvo is. That's how it works, right? Weaponize a perceived victim status in order to harm the real victim. That's you know what she's doing here. So she came into my stream and was kind of just like, you know, saying angry things at me. Okay, I talked to her. And like, we weren't happy. Like, she was being mean to me, and I was being defiant with her. And, you know, I said some things like, look, you know, if you're going to do content on me, I can do content on you. I can come after you for content, right? She took that and repeated, she said she's come after me. This is how disingenuous this woman is. I'm telling you right now, please believe me. If you care about me, if you love me, I'm going to need you on my side. Love me. I mean, as a human being. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be parasocial here, right? I know that's like that's an issue with these platforms. Okay, anyway, if you fucking care about me not getting fucking owned, not getting fucking destroyed, because that is usually what happens to smaller content creators that end up, you know, in this position where they stand up to clout and they get smacked down. Okay, I really need your help. I need you to spread this. I need you to correct the record. There will be people that you hear spreading lies about me, saying actually worse things than that. Let's see, what was one of the other ones? I said, like, you know, I was really upset at her for monetizing the you know, this is her getting views, getting subs from allowing Dylan to lie about and hurt me, to poison the well, to get people to unfollow me, to make me look like the bad guy for something that he did to me. So she's helping a bully, right? And at this point, I'm hoping that she doesn't know what she's doing, right? But she comes into my chat anyway, and with all this stuff. And, you know, it's just kind of like, you know, and we argue. Let's see, what else did I say? Like, oh yeah, so I said with her monetizing my misery, with her monetizing the harm that Dylan did to me, like that you know, I said something like, I hope you sleep well at night. She turned that into, you better not sleep. She turned, so these are really, like, this isn't just like she heard me wrong and she thought I was making a violent threat or I don't know what, the threatening to sleep, that's a little different. I don't know what kind of, how I would enact that through some kind of witchcraft or something. Eris, do you unironically think I have witchcraft, you know? Like, I don't know, some sleep disruptor, and then, you know, coming after her for saying that I would come after her in videos. This is something that content creators say to each other. It's not a big deal. No one else weaponizes it. No one else weird champs on it. Except for someone who obviously has, like, something to hide here. And I'm... What do you think, chat? Where are we at? I mean, sorry, what do you think, VC? Where are we at? I'm gonna eat a little bit of food if y'all want to commentate.
I think it's very difficult to understand what Eris's motives are, because it really does not feel to me like she's been acting with any kind of good faith in all of this. I mean,
this is the thing, is I always wanted to believe that it was good faith and there was a misunderstanding and something like that, but everything that I've seen has disabused me of that notion. And I'm trying to show it to the rest of you, because right now I'm having to see this alone. And to me, that feels a lot like gaslighting, right? Because no one else is exactly in my position. No one else is seeing what I've seen. And therefore to like try to communicate to these people who look at that face, look at that face, look at that face, look at this person. That's not somebody who's gonna hurt you. There must be a misunderstanding. Look, nice people, people who exemplify certain feminine characteristics, they couldn't possibly be hurtful, could they? It's not like they could weaponize that sort of thing. Like the perception that they're vulnerable, the perception that they're in danger and that they're fragile. It's not like they could use something like an audience to harm somebody else by pretending that they were the victims of some horrible blue-haired SJW. That's never happened, chat. That's never been a thing. Toxic femininity has never been utilized in such a way.
It also feels difficult to talk about.
Thank you, Diet Suck Dem. Thank you. Like, I need people like you to go out there and correct the lies. Because, yeah, so, and the worst of what she said was you know, coming after, and so what she does, that sheep of Theseus, you know how we talk about ship of Theseus? Coming after you in a video gets ship of Theseus into death threats. That's what Eris ends up accusing me of. Why would she do that? Why would she do that? Why would she say that, chat? Do any of you think that I would do that? I know I've been, you know, angry in streams, but I have not been anywhere close to making fucking... This is not a problem that I have. This is not a line that I cross. This is something I'm very conscious about, because I know that, like, you know, even if, you know, even the rhetoric that I use can have an effect on what my chat does, right? And when they see me, you know, having all this unfair shit done to me, and they see me at wit's end, and I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck to do. And I honestly, chat, I don't know what the fuck to do, because between these two people, they have 30 times the subs that I do. I do not have the reach. They are doing these videos, and these are immensely horrible to me. They are showing like tens of thousands of people an image of me that's not true. And Eris is trying to isolate me from everyone using what she knows to be lies. And meanwhile, there's people trying to tell me, oh, but you just need to have a conversation. Oh, we've had conversations. I've had conversations with Eris. How they go is essentially she says what she thinks you want to hear until you take your stream off. And then whatever she's agreed to do in you know, exchange for that, she doesn't do. That's how those conversations have gone. I've gotten walked all over and bullied and bullied. And yes, chat, a girl like this can bully you. If you... Some of you might know this, but from experience, right? Some of you might know this from experience, but there is a real reticence to see this. There is a real essentialization of, you know, this kind of, you know, anyway, let's get back.
As an observer, can I speak to that a little?
Yeah, go ahead.
One, I think given everything that we've seen happen with Eris, that any attempts to try to find a degree of peace with her have clearly failed, because she I don't know what
she might unironically be what people are calling me. Now everybody comes to me and they say they accuse me of having like content brain, and they think that I'm all about the drama. They think that I'm starting up fights and blowing things up. The thing is, I'm not afraid of power, and standing up to power will put you in a lot of conflict. It wasn't just a conflict with Dylan. It was a conflict of Dylan. Dylan was aided by Eris. These two of these, think of them as like doing a combo attack on me, right? It's not just Dylan's power, it's Dylan's power plus Eris's power, right? Because Dylan, let's be real, is a little bit of a dick. And we can see that, right? And Dylan just comes in and grinds his axe, nocommentchick, in a video that he does alone. That's not going to be very compelling, but if we've got Eris to play off of, and Eris is like, oh, and then you were, oh, that's so bad. And then she had you on the video, but you couldn't be on the sound. And you're like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, Pog. Oh, that sucked him. Thank you so much. Oh my God. This means the world to me. This means the world to me. And if there's any hate watchers out there, like you're just making my community like support me more, okay? Like understand that that's what we do when we're under attack, is we come together and we support each other. We are not a normal community, okay? We're a little closer than that. Thank you so much, Diet Sockdom. That means so much to me. That means so much to me. You don't know, even just like on multiple levels, like, right? Even just that you care about me. Yeah, and like chat, like I feel like Like, this is so weird because I feel bad about saying that. I don't want to say that, like, I feel warm feelings for, like, you know.
So
I mean, obviously, you're out there and I'm in here. Oh my God, thank you, Drakewing. Thank you, Drakewing. You got Diet sucked him a sub for, that's 4 months. Nice. Oh my God. No, it means so much to me. Like, I feel really, like, protected now. Like, I was so worried that these people would get me alone and there would be no one to help me, because that's what it felt like. Chat, I want you to know that almost all the other content creators on this platform, large or small, have absolutely treated me like I was radioactive during this whole thing, with very few exceptions. Danabo maybe being one of the exceptions there, right? Like, you know, I've been wanting to come on to various platforms and explain, because chat, listen, like, I haven't even told you the worst of it. So I told you the things that she eventually says about me. That'll be in the next video, okay, that we watch, right? I haven't told you that there was also a giant thread on Arvash. These people made a thread on Arvash, and
but the little dudes come up,
it got
I just naturally
upvoted,
dudes,
like, massively. They were just waiting to, oh, the Femoid did the bad thing. You know, I think she probably did. Oh, look at her. Yeah, no, she definitely looks like a death threatener to me. Oh yeah, classic death. You know about the blue hair? They always they get bent out of shape and they do the death threats and everything. No, I don't. And you're gonna see that there is absolutely no proof on their side, just pure allegations that come from the twisting of my words. And chat, so it wasn't just that, like, you know, she came in, she talked to me, and she twisted my words. There was an attempt to, let me let you know right now, this is some spicy shit. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? Are you holding on? The very channel that you're sitting in right now was mass reported. Some of the people mass reporting were Nazis. There was a massive effort to take my channel down, okay? And we were warned that that was going to happen. And because of that, we deleted all VODs, all clips, everything. Because the thing that we thought was going to happen was that a clip was going to be taken out of context and, like, passed around and passed around and passed around, just like this lie has been passed around and passed around and passed around. No one looked at the lie. It's like they're passing out food or something, and no one's.
I want to say something about that
in
particular.
Yeah.
So, while it would be great that we could to bring out the, you know, VODs as proof for every situation like this, where people
there's
make
just no time in these cases. Like, you know, it was essentially like a immediate order to, like, you know, and that's the reason, is that, like, things will be clipped out of context, you know.
Exactly.
And
if you're in any kind of a marginalized position, the problem that you're dealing with is that when someone tries to attack you in that way, they're going to work their ass off to try to craft the narrative that they want. And I just want to point everyone to
DSD.
The evening freaking news.
Yeah.
You can watch people get clipped on the news. You can watch professional newscasters completely misrepresent facts. It is something that is simply a part of the way that media works. And when you've got people who are coming at you that are unethical enough to basically just start spreading lies about you on social media in order to try to deplatform you, you honestly cannot trust that they're not going to try to do anything they can to get you mass flagged and then kicked off the platform.
Yeah, no, there was a huge like attempt to destroy this channel, to destroy this community. Like, they came for us, chat, with all that they had, and they made you know, a claim, right? And I want you to understand something. Like, listen, when you delete the VOD doesn't disappear. Who still has the VOD? Twitch does, okay? If there's any kind of thing like that concerns them, they review the VOD. And if they find, you know, what was asserted, right, and it is indeed TOS, right, then the person loses their channel. You don't escape by deleting the VOD. So the assertion that that was somehow, you know, an obfuscation move, no. It was in the moment, emergency, hair on fire, you know, what is the best course of action in the second, like without even the ability to think, right?
Yeah, and also, personally, I put a little bit of stock in being able to predict how people like that are going to behave, because you can always tell exactly what narrative they're going to switch to once you actually engage and stop the narrative that they're on.
Wait, what is this? Cora, I think you got a fan in chat.
Well, I mean, they guessed my middle name. Cora Sarah Wokescold.
That's right.
Mullins or something. I don't know. I guess I need to make up a last name now.
Soft sex, are you one of the people that think that Cora Sarah and me are the same person? Like unironically and stuff? There is a theory. There's unironically a theory. Yes, there are people that think that Cora Sarah is my alt.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, like, was it like some sort of a weird physics experiment that you did in college or something? Am I like a twin that grew out of your back?
Bucciarati.
Somehow.
Listen, Bucciarati. No. There's something really important to say here, Bucciarati. And since you've got a JoJo name, I very much respect you and I very much need you on our side. Now, I need you to listen here. There is no VOD because when this shit comes down the line, we don't have time to figure out like what exactly to do. Do we download it? Do we do this? Do we do that? You got no time, okay? There are potentially Nazis in your shit, clipping your shit, trying to make it look like something that it's not, and they're gonna use these clips to poison the well against you for years. You do not have time to fuck around with it. Now, like I said, Twitch keeps a copy of the VOD even if it's deleted. So if there was, you know, which we think is very likely a claim, you know, a bunch of reports made against this channel, then they checked the VOD out. And the fact that I'm still here standing before you shows you that there was nothing wrong. So I can't prove a negative. And also, Bucciarati, make sure you notice this. Where should the burden of proof be? Where should the burden of proof be? On the person accused of doing the thing? Do I need to prove that I'm innocent, or does that seem a little weird, champ? Does that seem a little weird, champ? I think that's weird, champ. I think we're in weird champ territory when you're asking me to prove my fucking innocence. And I think most of you know that I would not make a threat. This is unironically cancel culture, which I'm sure I've heard Eris go off on before. Eris, I'm pretty sure not a fan of cancel culture last time I checked, right? But unironically enacting it, Vampire Castle style. This is some Mark Fisher shit, chat. This is pure fucking Mark Fisher. And then the idea that, like, let's make the victim prove that they're fucking innocent. No, fuck you. You came in, victimized me. I did what I fucking had to do to try to escape being, you know, clipped to hell and having all kinds of lies spread about me, and then you come in and spread lies anyway, using the fact that the VOD was deleted as some sort of a, you know, doubt of like, oh, then everything that you say I said, I must have said, unless I could prove it because the VOD deleted. No, dude. Let's not fucking play this victim bullshit blaming game, okay? Let's not go along with their gaslighting and their Darvo. Let's not let them win this time because they're used to getting their way. They are absolutely 100% used to getting their way. They do not even ponder the idea that a channel so small, we're talking 30 times, like, you know, their channel's 30 times the channel of mine, 30 times the size of mine.
I'm usually a bit cautious with labeling things as cancel culture simply because the term is absolutely overused.
Oh, yeah.
But in this case, seeing what's happening, I really, in lack of a better term, this is a cancel culture.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Is this is the stuff that so when people like Eris criticize cancel culture, it's generally with the idea that, like, you know, they're criticizing, like, you know, the wokescolds, right? And that, like, the you know, what's being enacted isn't really, like, you know, that essentially something's being weaponized that's not a real problem in order to harm somebody. Something's been turned into. But yeah, this is how cancel culture most often works. It gets done to those without power by those with power. rather than being this like kind of essentially. Then this is why the cancel culture dialogue is really messed up, is because there's this stereotype even among lefties that the people doing cancel culture are the marginalized people, that it's like somehow, oh, better watch out, like, you know, you don't want like Irene to think that, you know, to call you transphobic. Ooh, you'd be really fucked if Irene freaked out and called you transphobic, even if she had no proof, even if you knew you weren't being transphobic, you'd get in big trouble because trans people have this amazing power. No, we fucking don't. Stop eating right-wing talking points there, okay? That's what that is, right? But you see Eris, who's like, you know, attacked like cancel culture from the right and now enacting it as bad as the worst wokescold. This is unironically reminding me of the Kalia with art stuff. So if you don't remember, chat, this was like the second time, or I don't know, first or second time that I got canceled. No, like third time, I don't know. Kalia, when I was on stream, realizing that I had a stalker for the first time in my life, and asking chat, what do I get to protect myself? I don't have anything in my room, you know, to protect myself. If somebody broke in, like, what would I have? And I asked chat, like, should I get a dog? Should I get a baseball bat? Like, right? Because those are two things that people will have in a house to protect themselves, right? Normal things, not abnormal things, not offensive things. Do you know what Kalia took that to mean? Do you know what Kalia said in her twit longer?
Like little dudes.
She said that I was talking about going and getting a dog and a baseball bat to go out and find my stalker and harm him. This is a lot like that. This is a lot like that. And it's ridiculous, right? And she was counting on the fact that people in her friends group just aren't going to question it. Same thing with Eris. Same thing with Dylan. They are not thinking, hey, is this even real? Is this even a thing? Did this happen? They're not thinking that. They're just like, oh man, this sounds like a really bad streamer. Oh man. Oh, look, she has blue hair. Yeah, no surprise. No surprise. Those SJW types, I swear to God.
Hey, Irene. Is it okay if I speak to Bucciarati?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah. What is Bucciarati?
Bucciarati. I'm sorry, I'm not a JoJo fan. It's a Bubblegum Crisis original for me. Pris Asagiri forever, by the way.
Right. Is it a different reference? Oh, I thought it was JoJo.
No, it is JoJo. I was just saying that I'm not a JoJo fan.
Oh, okay, you don't know the memes. I see.
Right, exactly. I just want to say that in situations like this, I am the kind of person where I will put together a very significant argument about something and, you know, logic and all that kind of stuff. And I always do want to pull on all the evidence I can. But in situations like this, where someone is going to weaponize a VOD against you and whatnot, keep in mind that there are still ways that you can understand whether or not someone's claims are valid or invalid. If you can get a comprehensive view of the topic, if you can actually listen to the arguments that are being presented and determine whether or not they're credible by assessing both the logical consistency of the argument and the credibility of the people making that argument. Even if we don't have the VOD, I believe that once all the evidence is made available in terms of just describing what's happened and the way people are talking.
And I think also that we got to remember that in absence of evidence, we do have to find, you know, like the fact that they don't have any evidence should be significant and should be enough in and of itself, rather than, like, basically you have to be looking at me like blue is sus. You have to be in the mind frame of blue is sus to be like, okay, but if she didn't have the VOD, then that's probably on her. Probably everything the others, and maybe you do. Maybe you look at this and you say, that's a cute VTube streamer. Like, she seems really sweet. This other one, though, not so sweet. I heard her yelling at a guy. Do you see what's happening here, chat? Do you see what's happening? Chat, this is some bad shit. This has some echoes of fucking Gamergate. These perceptions that got weaponized during Gamergate are still in us on the left. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. And you're going to see more and more of that. I've got an upcoming video that's going to be a really hard look into online leftist, well, not even leftist, online political spaces, let's just say, and their treatment of women and their persecution of women and how fucking similar it can be to Gamergate. So yeah, no, this is fucked up shit, you know?
The left doesn't have an infighting problem. The left has an authoritarian problem. And I'm pretty sure that the rest of the mods are going to make me put something in the swear jar for saying that.
Cora's, yeah, that's your hobby horse, is authoritarianism. All right, let's get back to these two. Let's get back to these. Hopefully, I don't know how long we have. Oh my God, almost like more than 30 minutes. At least can we do this? At least can we do this? Can we make this? No, not subtitle. Oh wait, oh wait, no. I always worry about the subtitles. The auto-generated ones sometimes aren't the best. Anyway, let's try 1.25.
People naturally leave and stuff, and I stayed understanding that people naturally leave, but I was also there under the impression that these people would be there.
So yeah, this is him having heard me refute his claims once. And so he's trying to modify them so that, like, the thing that I refuted is, like, not important anymore. But, I mean, like, I really want you to also look at his body language. Like, because with Dylan, like, it's not always apparent when somebody's lying. But in this case, I think it's really apparent. I think it's really apparent that on some level, there's a part of Dylan that knows that he is selling us a load of shit.
I could have left at any time, but I didn't, because I know how difficult it is to organize these shows and have people leave. And so I stayed. And eventually you left, and it was just me and Irene. And Irene made a lot of points towards me. The vast majority of which I think were not really great points. Other people
but
can have
little dudes come up, and like I just naturally am like little dudes.
The vast majority of which Dylan didn't quite understand. And there could be a lot of reasons for that. And even though I've speculated on what those might be, let's just leave that. Let's just leave that. It doesn't matter. But for whatever reason, Dylan didn't have a great performance. Let's just say, it didn't go super well. His comprehension of the things that I was saying was a little bit lacking. His familiarity with some of the subject matter was a little bit lacking. I could go on, and I could be mean, but it's not necessary. And I want you to know. I want you to keep in mind, and I don't want you to get mixed up who the victim is here and who's attacking, okay? Like, this guy's attacking me to protect his ego. That's what's going on here. That's the original thing that happened, and everything else with Eris and all the other stuff came from there. So, yeah, we wanted to make sure to make this document, right? So that you would see, you know, where this came from, what went on, how many lies that have been told, how many of the accusations that Dylan make aren't even like bad things. It's like she put me, she muted me, and she deafened me, or she hung up on me, really is what he's trying to say, and I was still on the screen. I'm sorry, Dylan, that's not a crime. It's never been a crime. No one else would be accused of being bad for doing it. You are just like literally like, oh, but the bad femoid, the fucking blue hair. Look at it. Like, no, dude, you're literally just blue as sus. That's all you have. That's all you have is blue as sus, and it's pretty pathetic. Okay, for somebody that prides themselves on being a debate, you know, kind of host, right? You know, and a debate, you know, participant at times, right? And just so everybody knows it, like, is Dylan somebody that I think is one of the worst hosts on Twitch? No. Before this, I was a fan. Before I was attacked by Dylan to cover up for his performance, right? I was a fan, okay? And compared to a lot of the other panel shows on Twitch, I think Dylan actually does a better job. I did have some real concerns. I didn't like how that debate went. I had an entire community that was like waiting for me to stand up. And I knew that if I didn't stand up to you, at least a little bit, if I didn't like put forward, you know, my issues, that I would be doomer pilling them again. And they've eaten enough doomer pills as it is. They needed somebody to stand up. That needed to happen. Other content creators did not do it. Other content creators could not do it. I have the independence. I have the, you know, I have the, you can call it bravery, you can call it stupidity, call it whatever you will, whatever it is, okay? I have it, and I was gonna, you know, I was willing to take those risks, right? And this is what happened to me for it. These two larger creators bullied me using their 30 times my size platform, using it to spread lies faster than the truth could catch up. That's what they did. That's my problem with them. And for any of you that are going to say, you just need to have a little talk and no, too late for that. Real harm's been done. And people are going to know what it was. People are going to know, at the very least, what they did to me. They're going to be disabused of this notion that a face like this could never be deceitful, that a face like this could never be telling lies, that a face like this could never be trying to harm you. Because chat, she absolutely did try to harm me. She tried to take my whole show down. She wanted to remove me from the platform by lying about me. She wanted to completely isolate me from other people. She wanted to, you know, get like she tried to do the social media equivalent. This is about as hard as you can go on somebody. Yeah, this is definitely crossing the line of anything. Like when I said on that video, I don't want y'all crossing the line. This is crossing way the line. Don't do this to people. Don't do, like, so you understand, this is an example of what I was telling you not to do, and she's doing it. She's literally doing the thing.
Different interpretations, but I think either they were not good points. She was either reading just random comments for chat about people that weren't even involved, and like something about Tom. It didn't make any sense.
You couldn't understand, and you weren't very awake, and you performed badly in the debate. Dylan, is that so hard to admit? Is that so hard to admit? Do you think your entire audience will? You know what I bet? If you admit, like, you had a bad debate, your audience would be like, yeah, that's understandable. You had a bad day? Yeah. That's understandable. Stress got to you? Yeah, that's understandable. Dylan, you didn't need to fucking smack me. You didn't need to harm me. You didn't need to use your giant fucking clout platform to kick me in the butt and then pretend that somehow you're the victim. You didn't need to do any of that. You could have just bit the bullet. But somehow you think that bullet is poisonous to you. Somehow you think that is not something that you can take. Ever admitting fault, ever admitting wrong is just a step further than this guy ever wants to go. And it's a sad thing. It's a really sad thing. Because like I said, I thought his show had potential. I really did. And I enjoyed watching it. It wasn't my, like, you know, he wasn't somebody I was like, you know, I had disagreements with and stuff, and he was frustrating, right? But he wasn't somebody that, like, as far as panel hosts go, I thought he was like on the good, the better than average side, right? So this is like having, you know, somebody you're kind of like fans of, like, coming after you, right? In order to cover up for something embarrassing that they did. That's really not all that embarrassing. That's really not anything to be ashamed of. God damn it, Dylan. Can you not let yourself be vulnerable? For just a sec. I mean, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Like, I'm glad I can, though. Because honestly, shit is hard enough without being trapped in a, you know, false sense of self that comes from the sense that you have to protect yourself from your deeper emotions, from your more vulnerable emotions with your more angry emotions. So, yeah.
Or the few points she did make, I think I hit out of the park when it came to, like, Gish Galloping. It's like, you know, Gish Galloping is an issue, and I do acknowledge it's an issue, but let's also think.
See, he didn't engage. He doesn't know what my points are. He just didn't engage. He just like yada yada. And yeah, you're gonna come out of a debate looking kind of bad when you don't fucking engage. When you don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, not just the terminology, but then even like my attempt to, like, you know, give you like, okay, here's what the terminology means. Maybe you know another name for this. Maybe you know the phenomenon, but not a name for it, right? Like I wasn't trying to like shut him out of that just because he doesn't use Vosh's terminology for you know, this kind of conservative leftism that has emerged. Yeah.
I watched this before, and I think Dylan makes some kind of deflection here. If we can watch the next point very close.
About how Vosh and Demon Mama dealt with it, and let's actually pull our chats to see how they think they dealt with it, and da-da-da. Oh, seems like chat thinks they did really well. Then I think I hit him out of the park. And there was one question about the Nazgul Vortex.
Okay.
That the Nazgul Vortex isn't like a real word. It's something Vosh, like a word that Vosh made up for a real
Can
word.
we stop here for a second?
Sure.
Yeah, the thing what he did right there is he said that Demon Mama and Vosh did pretty well, which I would agree with. However, it doesn't fix the problem with Gish Galloping. because yeah, he did this poll.
Absolutely,
and
gazebo.
More than 11% of people, because he had one category of people who weren't there, weren't aware that the study Rob
this
brought
is the
up
funny thing
to,
about oh, go ahead. Sorry.
That the study Rob brought up was debunked, and Wash debunked it multiple times, and Rob still went on and still quoted it, and that's dangerous, because now we have a contingent of people who were maybe neutral before, who are now thinking, oh, trans healthcare for trans youth is something dangerous, that's something that will harm them, which is absolutely not true. And there was another thing, because, and I'm not sure how many people noticed this, but Rob's argument were basically that hormone blockers, this wasn't really an argument, it was a claim, that hormone blockers would make people trans.
Oh God.
And that's absolutely, yeah, and that's absolutely untrue. And but John brought up that concerns about people detransitioning, and those are pretty much two contradictory concerns. And now a viewer will probably think, okay, this Rob person is not very believable. He brings up multiple talking points that are already debunked. But well, this John person, that seems like a person we can trust, right?
Yeah.
No. And I think that's very sinister. I think the right-wingers were better coordinated than Wash and Demon Mama, even though I think Wash won the debate and Demon Mama did her best to push back. It's kind of something we have to admit here, right?
Yeah, that was my thing. Oh, yeah, go ahead, Akara.
Also, I wanted to say that with Gish galloping, that actually is something that in this particular argument, Dylan hasn't even given an answer about the Gish galloping, because all of his claim about how Demon Mama and Vosh handled things well, that doesn't matter. Gish galloping is a problem for the moderator. He chose to not step in and stop Rob from Gish galloping, even though, because it's a very well-known tactic to disrupt a debate, it was his responsibility to step in and say, no, you're going to stop that. You get 2, maybe 3 points if I'm feeling lucky, or if I'm feeling sympathetic or whatever. And then if you do that again, then you get timed out. And if you do that again, then you get kicked. If he'd brought up the same debunked thing like 5 times in a row, like after the second time, I'd be like, no, we've already gone over that territory. Do this again and you get disqualified. And it was a freaking championship match in Dylan's wrestling aesthetic. So why wasn't he actually being in there as a referee?
Right. Yeah, no, and it's like beyond that, you know, the biggest thing about the debates, you know, I'm like, look, people enjoy debates, okay? Whether or not they get you to the truth, there's definitely a debate to be had over that, right? But like, you know, fucking have debates, fucking enjoy them, people like them, right? But you gotta do no harm. That's the thing. You gotta do no harm, and doing harm means, like, you know, if you brought like you know, fascist on and you let them kind of like, you know, what is it? What pill would that be? I don't know, Nazi pill or whatever. You know what I mean? You let them like kind of like, you know, put ideas into people's heads that they weren't aware of were, you know, Nazi side. Like the "it's okay to be white" you know, meme, right? You know, they'll use that, and there's a lot of white people that'll pick that up and just be like, yeah, I've always felt like it wasn't, and they don't realize it's like literally a Nazi talking point that they got there. Like, do you know where that's been? Do you know where that's been? Are you sure you want to have that in your mouth?
Oh,
are you sure?
Oh, just nothing scatological again. I can't take that much, that kind of humor.
What? No. Oh my God. Wow. Well, sorry. You know, it's like you were there and prepared in case the scatological humor was coming down the pipeline, but it wasn't.
Well, I mean, you do make a point that, you know, I mean,
I'm so bad.
It really comes down to them just destroying the discourse and then expecting other people to pick it up and repeat it. And it's like,
right,
you know.
And like the other thing that got forced about this was like the idea that I wanted Dylan, that I was like unhappy, that I was the one raging at Dylan for not having like you know, embraced my point of view or whatever. No, I didn't expect anything like that. Yo, if you have a different point of view than somebody and you argue with them, like there are very few times, Destiny will tell you this, there are very few times that that person's going to be like, yo, you know what, buddy? I think you were right, like right in the middle of the argument. You know what, buddy? Oh, wow. You know, I just saw it. I was arguing on the wrong side the whole time. Thank you for showing me the way, buddy. That's very, 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 very rare. And you should not be expecting that. The best you can expect is somebody like mulls it over in their mind and like eventually, you know, kind of comes to it. They'll probably even like try to kind of like hide it from you, right? Like if Dylan like, or like maybe informs himself a little bit more on the phenomenon that can be called the Nazgul vortex, or I'm sure you could find another name for it, Dylan, if you wanted to call it your own name based on your own favorite conservative leftist philosophers, right? You know, then you could do that. You could play too, Dylan. You can play too. Guess what? It's like for all of us, right? Because we're all gonna have to face this strain of conservative leftism that's coming down the line, or whatever the hell it is. It's very, very much an interest, you know, kind of concern there. And you know, it's just not a sufficient answer for a political host to say, yeah, no, that's a niche issue. That's not important. Like, I mean, no, you're wrong. You look cringe for saying it. I wasn't expecting, like, you know, like, I don't know. I did, and then the dunking that I did on Dylan, the like, you know, you're wrong. The like, you know, like, this is what trans people feel like none of that was bad. They're all acting like, you know, she did this thing and she was trying, like the idea, okay, so that if I tried to ambush him, that would be bad. Well, good thing I didn't try to ambush him, right? Okay, well, if I, you know, had him on screen while he was, it's just fucking weird champ shit. It's like shit that's like, you can't fucking actually point to anything that I did wrong. You'll hear later that Dylan has some weird idea about like something that I did in a VOD that, oh yeah, this is another thing. So this is the first time that, like, you know, oh my god. Oh,
I want to
running low on disk space.
I want to
oh
stop you. I want to stop you right there, Irene.
Yeah.
And I just want to point out that these discussions that we're looking at right now between Dylan and Eris, and specifically earlier, the one where you got done with WrestleBrania and then Dylan immediately went on Demon Mama's stream. Just to explain what happened to everyone, Dylan decided to take it out of the realm of the political, where a community of people were bringing forward criticisms, and Irene was one of the only people who was carrying those criticisms forward and saying, hey, can you please engage with these ideas? Dylan chose to take it out of the political and make it personal.
Also, don't lie.
Right. It's like he specifically wanted to pull this into the personal because then it would be a discussion about you, Irene, and he would no longer have to answer questions about what he actually did during the debate. He wants to get away from that criticism.
And he's willing to sacrifice me almost totally. He's willing to harm me. So it's not enough that Dylan harmed trans people by being an irresponsible actor, by being a poor moderator in his debate. It's not enough that he, once, you know, informed of what he was doing, didn't care enough to, like, try to do anything about it, didn't even want to hear the criticism, but he also has to go on top of all that and kill the fucking messenger. That's what this guy does for his ego. Sacrifice for Dylan's ego. Chat, are you going to let that happen? Are you going to let that happen to me? Are you going to let him isolate me? Are you going to let him win? Are we going to show them that 2021 is the year of fallen titans? And they can't push us around like this anymore because they might have the clout, they might have the numbers, but they are missing one thing that we have. And that is community. That is solidarity. That is the ability to be vulnerable around one another. And the strength that's in that. Yeah, I know that doesn't sound like strength to people who worship strength, right? But it's a different kind of thing. It's a different kind of cohesion, and they're not ready for this.
They have friends.
Oh, well, I'm like, wait. What could not ready for this? Could that be a threat? Could that be a threat? Oh. You know what I mean? Like, what are we going to deal with here? What are we going to hear next time? Like, look, I'm going to like, anyway, we got to get this, like, done and like, in the can and, like, get this recorded and stuff like that before, you know, anything happens, right? I'm going out of my way, though, to make this stream a lot less spicy than any of the last ones, so that there's, like, going to be no doubt of, like, that anything was done inappropriate on the show, because it wasn't. All we care about on the show is the truth, setting the record correct, opening people's eyes to this deceit promulgated by these two creators, who people trust, who people rely on, to give them real information. Instead, they are blowing smoke.
I don't have Nazbols on my show, so I don't think it really applies in that format.
And again, someone brought up Interdax. There's some question about, like, whether Interdax technically counts as that, but, like, it's fucking close enough, Dylan. It's yeah. Anyway, even here, you're showing your ignorance. It's pretty cringe. You don't need to do it. You could just take the L and, like, learn something from it, but no, that's not Dylan. That's not his MO.
I mean, the Nazbol Vortex stuff wasn't even about his show necessarily. And even though it's a bit depressing that a person who runs a panel and brings people on and platforms people doesn't know about the danger of that and pretty much ignores it. The Nazbol stuff was brought up because of Merrick talking about the people who abused her and on Twitter.
Oh my god, I forgot. Yeah, you're right.
Those were Nazbols. Pretty much, they were not just they were not just leftists. They were Nazis that were LARPing as leftists and trying to destroy solidarity in a way.
Yeah,
that's really messed up.
That kind of entryism. Yeah, and then once you got the solidarity broken, then the left is no longer the left.
I think the alt-right pipeline would maybe be something more you could possibly apply to my show. And I'm trying to be careful about, like, not having alt-righters. I've been given...
Again, I feel like Xander Hall could come in and explain some of these things to you. Like, how bad is that? Oh my god, no, that sounds like I'm blowing up Xander Hall. But, like, as much as people say that Xander Hall doesn't do, like, due diligence on, you know, debates or, like, has bad debates or whatever, it's like this... I think this is worse, and it's less excusable than anything like Xander Hall's done.
Been a lot of opportunities to have really divisive alt-right figures on my show, and I've not taken it. And so there was that moment where, and I was like, when she brought this term,
and that was the other thing, is the week before, Demon Mama had to deal with harassment. But, like, you brought on somebody so toxic with Demon Mama that they kept harassing her all week. Dylan, can you not see a problem there? Can you not see the problem? Like, again, like, this is like just like what I said that Eris took drastically out of context and completely twisted, right? Which was that, like, I don't understand, and let me say this really clearly, because of the amount of harm that they cause to vulnerable communities, because of the amount of, you know, because they're willing to do these things that just aren't very moral, like, I wonder how they sleep at night. I mean, and well, I mean, like, anyway, maybe they don't. Maybe they don't.
And this is the last piece of context I'll give. Brought this random term up. I was like, I don't know what Nazbol Vortex means. Because it's not like an Oxford Dictionary word. It's something Vosh made up. It's an internet thing. This is some terminology.
What's a TIFF, Dylan? What's a TIFF?
Online terminology.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know what it means.
Oh, if it's online terminology, then it's not real. Dylan, you have such a weirdly stereotyped version of, like, I don't know, dude. Your map of the world is, like, fucking written on the back of a Cheesecake Factory napkin or something. I don't know. It's fucking... I'm sorry, map of the world, map of the political, like, landscape. That's what I'm trying to say, not map of the... I think Dylan's actually, like, the foreign policy is one of the things he's good at, right? Maybe, if you say... Actually, I don't know foreign policy, so I can't vouch for him. And now I really wonder, like, how much of it was Emperor with no clothes? How much of all of this is Emperor with no clothes?
I kind of
this is what ended up happening.
The shade he throws at Wash here. That's
a bit,
and I was sitting there.
Wait, where's the shade? Oh, hey, Vosh, if you're watching, I don't know if you'd be watching, but like, you know, if you were watching for some reason, there's some shade here.
At that point, you can see I was kind of uncomfortable.
The whole situation was very awkward.
And
like, yeah, so if he doesn't throw shade at Vosh here, he definitely does during the show itself. It's not harsh shade. It's not like, you know, it's not anything mean. He just, like, you know, is kind of dunking on Vosh's ideas a little bit, and it's fine. Okay, look, if you understand his ideas, you don't think they apply, you disagree, you want to dunk on them, fine. But the problem was you didn't even bother to fucking understand what we're talking about. You were just like, no, thing I don't understand, not important, because fucking Golden Boy here, like, you know, it's all about him. So
Demon Mama used the word cringe, which Irene really didn't like, and so I was just there. I was playing Breath of the Wild, trying to answer these questions, and at the end of it, I basically just said, like, can I be honest? And she said, be blunt. And I was like, okay. Honestly, I after this, like, I don't feel like this has convinced me to change any of my platforming.
So, in other words, can I be honest? Okay. Completely act like a dick. Completely, you know, just like slam the door in my face. And then for me to hang up on him, that's the problem. See, this is the thing. These fuckers have entitlement. And I'm not talking about Dylan, I'm talking about the fans, right? These people that see the problem with, like, oh my god, she hung up the thing, how could she do it? It's my platform. It's my platform. It's mine, okay? Understand that. I can do whatever the fuck I want. If I want to, like, you know, don't fucking ever tell me anything. I want to hear about anything about, like, you know, oh, you did this and then you did you not have the VOD? Oh my, no, dude, it's my platform. Fuck off. If you have a fucking clip of me saying something wrong, bring it to me, and I'll fucking, if I did say something wrong, I'll apologize for it. But you don't have that, because the things that you accuse me of saying aren't things that I said. This is entirely fucking cringe and entirely me getting gaslit. I shouldn't even be responding to this shit, right? Because it's so far off.
I want to speak to this part too.
It's so fucking far off. Even me, like, responding is like me, like, trying to justify something that doesn't fucking need to be justified. I'm the one that's in the right here. 100%. They are the ones who are in the wrong here. 100%. This is not an iffy thing.
I want to speak to this part too.
Sure.
Dylan said that after all of the stuff that he listened to, he didn't hear anything that made him want to change his opinion. And I just want to point out, he was not listening. He had already made up his mind, and the reason that I know this is because immediately after the championship, he brought out essentially the same exact version of events to Chud Logic on Chud's stream. And during that discussion, he had nothing but excuses. He was not interested in listening to the actual criticism that was being leveled. He didn't have any interaction with it beyond to be like, oh no, that's not a problem. Oh no, that's not a problem. Oh, well, actually, it's someone else's fault. I don't think that when he talked to you, he had any, there was any chance that he was actually going to listen.
Right,
and that sucked because when
it was just his victory tour for the Golden Boy that no one's allowed to say no to. And what I was supposed to do, here's what I did wrong, chat, okay? And here's what people would tell me, honestly. If anybody from the panel scene would take me aside and really just be like, listen, here's what you need to know, Irene. Like, this is what they would tell me. They'd say, listen, I know you want to fucking stand up to him, but you can't, all right? He's coming on here to take his victory lap, and then, you know, afterwards he's going to give you a few crumbs of clout. Just take the clout. Just take the clout. And if I had done that and be like, all right, thank you very much, Dylan Burns, everybody, you know, and like, you know, like, right, you know, like, and just, yeah, no, it's okay that you stepped on my face before leaving. No, I have no dignity whatsoever. Please, sir, may I have a little bit of clout? And he would put the clout in my hand, you know, like fucking throw the clout at me so I have to go pick it up and shit. You like demean me in every single fucking way. And I'm supposed to take it. And this is what they tell me. They're like, yeah, you are supposed to take it. Yeah, you are supposed to take it. Do you not understand the power dynamic? They'd be like, do you not get it? And they're right. The power dynamic is unopposable. But guess what, chat? I refuse. I refuse. And that's what he can't take. That's what he can't take. That he doesn't understand where that even comes from. Where does somebody get the strength within themselves to actually stand up in defiance to the detective prince of the Twitch panel scene? Where does somebody get that?
It does piss people off when you do that.
Gall. Sorry. Yeah, it does. It really does. Especially with somebody that's just like I said, just always been told yes by everybody on the scene.
In fact, I feel more confident in my platforming than ever, because if I just stood through like a 3-hour panel where I was supposed to like face like, you know, some criticisms about it, and then I walk away like feeling like
I predict that your confidence is going to cause you to be embarrassed again. I'd be surprised if it didn't happen. Like, if it doesn't happen, it'll be because your producers, because the people working with you have your back in such a way that they won't let you fall. But Dylan, you are posting cringe. You are negligent in your performance, and you are absolutely intransigent towards doing anything about it. But hey, don't try to tell Eris, because she's just there to say, yeah, bad lady says mean things.
Like any really like legitimate criticisms I hadn't already talked about. And I said at the end of it, I even preface it, except for the few things like Gish Callopean, which I've said beforehand, I think there needs to be some work done. Like, nothing new.
Didn't he just defend that? Oh, see, he can't make up his mind.
Yeah.
He's totally inconsistent. And chat, when you've got a million lies to remember, you're going to be inconsistent. When you're trying to remember a million different distortions of the facts, and like, which one? This one's supposed to be distorted this way, and that one's supposed to, oh shit, was that one supposed to be distorted that way? Yeah, there we, like, yeah, it's a little hard. It's a little hard to keep everything straight. When you're weaving a tangled web, it's a little hard not to get caught in it yourself, and that's what we're seeing here. The inconsistencies are catching up with Redacted from DC.
Yeah. And so what happened was, I thought she disconnected from the call. And I was like, Irene?
Did you see that look? Did you see that look? I mean, it's just like, there's so much in his face that's just conveying how deceptive he's being. How he doesn't even believe the words that are coming out of his mouth.
Irene. Okay, and I just went back to playing Breath of the Wild. What actually happened was that she muted and deafened me, put my camera up on the stream.
And somehow this in and of itself is a bad thing. This is bad lady does bad things. This is somehow an insult. This is a bad thing. Dylan fucking telling me that like none of what I tried to talk to him about was worth a shit. That's fine. But I'm supposed to, you know, I'm supposed to feel bad for him because he was on screen while I was talking. Because I did a little theatrical thing with his image. Dylan, stop being so entitled. It's gross, it's cringe, and it's gonna catch up with you. People are gonna start seeing you for what you are, and it's not gonna be quite as charming, right?
What the heck?
And then just basically was like, you've wasted my time, Dylan. I bring you on my show to do.
It wasn't quite like that. It was calm, actually. That's the other thing too, is that even this was calm. I wasn't flipping out. I wasn't doing bad lady says mean things. Like, right? That's usually not something that comes out during a debate.
That also wasn't a summary of your point either. Your point was, well, here's what it's like to get silenced by someone who has power over the platform.
It was like a theatrical thing, right? That was what we were doing. Is like, and I just kind of saw it in the moment. I was like, oh, hey, he's up on screen. I've hung up the call. Like now he can't hear. He can't like because I was like a little bit like, oh shit, he can't hear. He can't. And then I was like, wait a minute, just like us, he's shut out. And so I pointed it out. Yeah. This is Dylan being shut out just the way that he shut out us. Now, is it as bad for him as it is for us? No, it's purely theatrical, purely a gesture, does not harm in any way, and yet he's going to snowflake about it. And his friends are going to snowflake, and they're going to act like just saying it, or I was on screen and you muted it, and that's a bad thing. It's not. It's not a bad thing. You're criticizing me for something that is literally not a bad thing, okay? I mean, it's so weird. It's so fucking weird. It is very much a double standard. And this is what it is. This is this system of privilege, system of hierarchy, system of entitlement, where, like, everything that he does is somehow okay, even if it's fucking totally cringe, even if he's completely negligent, even if he doesn't know how to debate, which is the thing that he fucking does for... Yeah, right? But that all gets just like swept under the table, just like Minnesota Mike's fucking cringe. Just like Minnesota Mike's absolute inability to engage with any of the major issues of today, right? It all gets swept under the rug and everybody says, yeah, no, it's the popular dude. What's the popular dude? No, dude. No, dude. Let's dunk on the popular dude because he's fucking cringe and there's no reason not to. And he should be embarrassed. He should legitimately be embarrassed to post this kind of cringe. Like, having this kind of privilege does not obscure your cringe, Dylan. It highlights it. It highlights it.
trans people in your community feel.
I didn't say your community, I said my community, but you didn't listen, so you wouldn't know. You're used to not listening to trans people. You're used to not listening to marginalized people. And Eris, you're used to being a tool to people without really questioning what they're actually doing. As long as you can get some subs out of it, right?
And just basically shit-talking me. Which, she's after the fact that this is wrestling and it's what it is. It's like, that didn't feel like wrestling to me, right?
Because of course it doesn't, because for some reason I'm not allowed to, I won't make an assumption of why, but for some reason I'm not allowed to play with Dylan's wrestling link. Like, that's totally cringe. I shouldn't even think that I'm part of, it's a boys, I don't know what kind of club it is. Let's not make assumptions, but I know for whatever reason I am not invited. It is not okay for me to do the same thing as everyone else in the fucking debate thing. Everything that I do is fucking pathological. Everything that he does is fine. Motherfucking King Kamashido can do no wrong because he is volleyball royalty to the school. And we're not going to worry about what he's doing to the track team. And we're not going to worry what he's doing in office hours after school. Yeah, we're just going to assume that it's all on the up and up. And if anybody has a problem with him, it must be their problem. They're the bad people and they need to be excluded. That's how we're going to roll. Is that okay, chat? Can we have society be that forever and ever? And just like the boot stomping in the face, in a human face forever? Can we have that? Chat, that image, is that what you want? Is that what you want? Is that what we're gonna suffer under? Or are we gonna stand up? Are we gonna take risks? Are we gonna put ourselves in danger to change the world around us? And we're not gonna get that change with someone like Dylan Burns in charge of Twitch politics. All right, so yeah, the Emperor has no clothes. This is fucking cringe, and thank you for letting me know, how much of the wrong person for this job you really are. I wasn't aware. I think your producers actually do a lot for you, and in spite of yourself, you've ended up having some really good panels, and I've enjoyed them, but like, holy shit, this little look inside of your world, Dylan, it's not pretty. And the deeper we go into the rabbit hole, the more we see. The more we see.
There was no warning beforehand. This was going to be like super performative stuff. That seemed like you venting because you failed to make a substantive criticism.
Who failed to make a substantive anything, Dylan? I mean, if you don't know what we're talking about, like, what's the surprise? You literally weren't capable of having the discussion at hand that Merrick brought up. Like, it got brought up, you said some things about it that were just arrogant and ignorant, and that's not a good combination. That's really not a good combination.
And now you needed to like morally grandstand a little bit in front of your audience because you couldn't make a substantive criticism. So after that happens, I just finished stream, and then I hear that me and Irene had a falling out. I'm like, that's inaccurate. Falling out. I just disagreed with Irene.
No, you were pissed, and I could tell. And I called Demon Mama because I knew you were going to try to cancel me. I hoped that Demon Mama would have my back, but chat, I should have known better. I should have known better. She never did. She never did, okay? Like, she was not a friend to me at any point, okay? She was somebody that I enjoyed her perspective. I enjoyed her point of view. I was a fan of her as a debater. I had a lot of respect for Demon Mama, but she was not a friend of me, and she had no design in helping me out. When given the chance, she absolutely supported Dylan, helped him cover up his fucking cringe performance. Her chat was extremely duplicitous, telling us that Demon Mama just wants to have a little conversation. Well, meanwhile, in the chat dunking, that whole chat was hostile, and Demon Mama wanted me to come in and have a chat. Demon Mama, I'm not that ignorant. I do know what that was, okay? And I don't appreciate it. And I don't appreciate, the people in your chat openly calling to brigade my Discord. Like, there was a lot of shit going on in that chat that just was not right.
I wasn't sure about that issue, to be honest. The thing is, Demon Mama had really limited information. She just watched the last part and was a bit pissed because of the implication that there is a power dynamic, which I think
that I can understand. And here's how I understand it.
Yeah.
Like, so for Demon Mama, a lot of people have tried to take her accomplishments away by claiming that they were the accomplishment of Dylan, that he just gave this to her, that claimed that there was the accomplishment of Vosh, that he just gave it to her, that claimed that it was like the cloud of destiny, that having the debate just gave it to her, right? They will try to like take Demon Mama's accomplishments away from her, and I think she felt like that was more of the same. So I actually do understand where she's coming from there.
And the fact
but yeah,
that
that like, well, the chat is what was really wild. Like, listen, if I see your chat and it's just a whole bunch of like, you know, shit on me, like, no, that's not a debate I'm going into, right? Especially if I didn't expect it. I thought that the imps were cool with me, but apparently not. So yeah, I've learned a lot actually about, like, you know.
I mean, we can't say the imps are like that, but there were people in.
There were enough of them. There were enough of unfriendly people that I didn't want to go in there.
They were unfriendly towards
uncharitable.
you. Demon Mama's chat, while they were in our chat saying everything is fine, and
that discordance was just not something that I was going to mess.
Like
and then, like, I felt betrayed by Demon Mama, like, and you know, hey, look, maybe I'm wrong. All right, I'm willing to relook at that chat. Actually, let me be really honest with you. The Demon Mama VOD of Demon Mama talking to Dylan, I can't watch. It's too triggering. No cap. I'm not fucking, like, I'm not using triggering as a slang. It's literally fucking, it makes me so unhappy. It makes me feel so betrayed. It makes me feel, and maybe, like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know what was going on. I'm just scared, and I couldn't talk to Demon Mama after that. I didn't want to fucking, like, even, like, you know, like, get in, like, we're on DMs. Soft sex, you're posting fucking cringe. What is your problem? What is your fucking problem?
I don't know.
How are they fucking
moderation.
okay? Like, look, what are they, like, are they just fucking, like, trolling the fucking whole time? Like, all I've seen is bullshit from them. All I've seen is bad faith. Like, we're soft sex, we are going above and beyond, like, you know, allowing, like, you charitability that you don't deserve.
Anyway, I watched the whole Demon Mama Dylan talk, and what I found admirable, or in a way, was that she was trying to steelman a point. Sadly, it was a point you didn't make. The point she steelman was that Rob Noor would be part of the Nutsball vortex.
Oh Jesus, yeah.
Anybody
there was so much like ignorance being spread in in this whole discussion. There was so much just ignorance, right?
Everybody,
and so many people that we expected to be better, and so many people that we expected to stand up. Like Demon Mama's whole thing was standing up, and like, I don't know, whatever arrangement, you know, that you know is in where, you know, like Dylan's not getting any critique, any pushback, like that's untenable for me. That's unacceptable for me. Okay.
Also, Demon Mama was specifically falling into the narrative that Dylan wanted to present, where the discussion was actually about her.
That's all.
I'm not actually.
If you're, and like, I just naturally am like little dudes.
Meow.
And interestingly enough, I'm not sure if it comes up in the Eris talk, but I kind of feel like he not really talks about how the discussion was about Demon Mama. So there is a bit of an inconsistency, probably.
On Demon Mama's thing, because Demon Mama was reacting to it, because part of the criticism that she had was like,
and that was the other thing, is that, like, my understanding was that Demon Mama, if you're out here, this is one of the big things where I felt like, you know, as soon as I saw that Dylan got on before I did, despite the fact that I had this concern and I wanted to talk to you, and I was hoping, honestly, Demon Mama, what I was hoping is that you could negotiate some kind of Dylan being okay with me, because I could tell that he wasn't. No matter what he says, he was not okay. If you tell me he was, I still don't believe you, okay? I know he was mad at me. I could tell he was pissed. He did not look good in that debate, no matter what he says, no matter what kind of cope he wants to fucking, you know, use. Like, he looked, it was a bad look. He posted cringe, and like, you know, he turned on me and lashed out at me as a result. That's fucked up.
Around Demon Mama's pronouns and saying that like I was talking to Demon Mama and using the wrong pronouns, but again, Demon Mama told me like I could use these words to refer to her. She's in control of her own pronouns. Demon Mama is in charge of her pronouns. Nocommentchick isn't.
So this is his deal. He uses pronouns that are not her preferred pronouns. I notice. I say something. And then he gets Demon Mama and says, yeah, but can I use the... and she's like, well, my preferred pronouns are... Yeah, but can I use the they, them? Yeah, you can use the they, them. Okay, so you're like, no comment check, no comment check. No, Dylan. No, Dylan. At worst, I was overly concerned about somebody else's problem. At worst, you were unconcerned about... Well, let's just see. Since talking about Demon Mama's pronouns is a problem, we can talk about my pronouns, and then that comes up in the... Anyway, chat, I feel like we've been over this shit. We've been over this shit. We've been over this shit. Yeah, that was the part that I took as a betrayal. I didn't know what else to say. Like, I was hoping to talk to her, and then, like, you know, if there was an issue where, like, she was like, I felt like you talked about my, you know, I don't appreciate you talking about my pronouns. Oh, yeah, actually, Dylan, why don't you let Demon Mama tell me that? If you're gonna fucking lecture me about, like, you know, like, right? Like, you know, that's up to Demon Mama. Well, that's up to Demon Mama, too. She can lecture me if she wants to, okay? And she still can. If I posted cringe with your pronouns, Demon Mama, I will sit and listen to what you have to say about it, and I will mea culpa all the way. So yeah, but I don't want to hear this shit from Dylan. I don't want to hear this shit from Dylan after he's just said that I shouldn't be giving him shit, okay?
I also need a mea culpa on this, because I feel like I helped contribute to the narrative he wound up building. Because when he was on Kevin Logan's stream, I went and talked to him in chat and said, you were misgendering Demon Mama. And I really feel like that kind of gave him part of this idea to then just leverage that.
It's like he can catch us on any little thing that's like not a thing, right? And then be like grandstand that and be like, oh yeah, and then like everything that he does, there's an excuse for it, there's a reason for it, there's like, you know, it's not okay, or he doesn't even see it. That was the big thing, is there was so much in that debate that like were like ideas that he just could not engage with for whatever reason, and he turns around and says, well, it was incoherent. Well, buddy, I'm sorry it was incoherent to you, but it's not incoherent to me or the people who talk about this stuff on the regular. Maybe you might want to educate yourself a little bit better before you call yourself a political pundit on Twitch, because honestly, you're posting cringe, bud. You're posting cringe.
I don't care what nocommentchick says about Demon Mama's pronoun.
Talk about grandstanding. Look, I'm tired of this. We need to get to the really spicy shit, the really scary shit, the really horrible shit. Are you ready for this? Okay. This is gonna be really tough, okay? This is the really scary shit. This is where aristocracy straight up lies and tries to cancel me. We need to take this shit down. We need to have an answer for this shit. I need you to go out, and when people are repeating her lies, when people just hear her say, nocommentchick threatened me, nocommentchick did this, nocommentchick did that, you need to say, put up or shut up. Because there is no proof, because it didn't fucking happen. Stop lying, Eris. Stop lying. So here we go. We are going right in. And it's like my side of what happened. Eris, that's all that's been covered is your side. That's all that's been, that's how cancel culture works. You distance me. You push me away from all my friends. You isolate me. And then you get on panels because people think that you're the nice girl who does the VTube stuff. And how could you possibly be? Well, I don't know. This no comment chick must be really dangerous if Eris is saying this stuff. Or she could have just made it up and be trying to do somebody really dirty with just complete. And I think we're going to find disprovable lies.
Super. Thank you so much, Super Sonic Banana. Thank you so much for subbing with Prime. You got drama in your pick now. Yeah, you know, I did not expect to get this shit from another female creator. Like, I expected it from, like, I've dealt with this kind of stuff from Nazis. But yeah, I did not.
This is a bit of a weird way to start things off. As we can see, there's a lot more framing than there is actual, like, you know, syntax. This might be part of what they do on the, you know, server that they're on. So if anybody knows, a lot of what Doobie's, you know, server and Calliopean Club, actually I don't know as much about Eris' server, but a lot of what Doobie's server is engaging with people who use bad faith arguments, engaging with people who use deceptive framing, and trying to argue your way through that too. Now, in addition to all that, like, they are also learning those framings and stuff like that. And so we can see right here, here's a way to, like, you know, kind of slyly associate your opponent with Nazis without actually saying it, right? Because other than that, there's, like, not really a reason to say this, right?
Not expect to get this from another female creator.
And you can see, like, I mean, honestly, look, let's take a look at this VTuber. Now, with VTubers, like, you'd think that they could make them, you know, just kind of give them, like, an honest face. But somehow I feel like we're betraying a little bit of, like, what's really going on here underneath, right? So here we go.
Especially, the worst part about it is that she said these things with, like, 75 people watching. And, like, I don't want to say no one's, like, stopped it, because people did try to stop it, and I'd say the majority of people tried to stop it. They kept telling her to stop, and or say it wasn't cool, and, like, and they would just get banned or muted or something. But yeah, it sucked to have that.
Okay, so she's got a message for nocommentchick. Nocommentchick, shortened NCC, has been stirring up drama, including sending death threats to Eris. That's not true in Eris. You need to show proof if you're going to make a claim like that. Otherwise, I'm going to say that you're lying about something that's very serious. Like, that stuff happens on these platforms. And from what I understand, Twitch takes those things very seriously. If someone, such as myself, were to have claims of having issued such a threat as it sounds like was issued, Twitch has every way to analyze that VOD and see if that went on and ban the creator that did it. That didn't happen. Eris, you're lying. You're not just lying about something minor. You're smearing me in order to harm me as much as you can. It's slander, yes. And anybody who's saying, like, this is, she's just naive, she's confused, she didn't know, she misheard, nope, nope, and nope.
I share a spicy take.
What's your spicy take? Not too spicy, like, just, like, be conscious that these people will weaponize fucking literally anything against you, right? They came in here looking to get my channel deleted. They were unable to get my channel deleted because I didn't do anything wrong. Then they turn around and use the fact that, like, I protected myself from them clipping me as proof that, like, there must be something up. If no, listen, mods know how this shit works. Mods know how this game works.
I can save it then.
What? Sorry, I mean, just be you know, be careful. Realize that, like, this is a game against a strategic opponent who practices, like, disingenuous logic, who practices distortion, who practices their whole thing, their whole, what the project is like, getting really good at distorting reality, at bending narratives, at fucking with your head, and at gaslighting. And chat, when Eris came in and talked to me, the time that she claimed that death threats went on, she was gaslighting me really, really hard. She was gaslighting me really, really hard. And I felt completely alone, and I was scared. I tried to keep a strong face. I tried to show defiance. But chat, I was really, really scared. There's something really, really wrong about her. There's something really, really scary about this person, okay? She's saying that she hasn't, like, said what or what, you know what I mean? But she's like, she's got a message in her chat that said that nocommentchick issued death threats, said death threats. Like, she'll say what she thought it was later, and she said something like, she said she'd come after me, right? Okay, now, first of all, that in of itself is an abstract phrase. That can mean a bunch of different things. Like, I could come after you for a shitty take. I could come after you for, I think what I actually did say was, if you're going to do content about, me, like you did with Dylan Burns, and leave it up, I can come after you for content myself, right? She disingenuously twisted that and said that was a death threat because she wants people to abandon me. And chat, if you don't want this to happen, you have to go out there. And when you hear people say this shit, don't just resist it. Don't just not go along with their shit, because I know you won't go along with their shit. Actively fight it. Make them show proof, because guess what? There will be no proof. There can be no proof, because this shit didn't happen. They need to pay the consequences for having lied and slandered to me. If anyone needs to be canceled, it's this bad faith actor right here. It's this bad faith actor. If anyone should be like someone that we're sending out warnings about, it's this person right here. And sorry, Eris, I don't care the false look of concern on your VTuber face. It's not, you're not going to gaslight me anymore. I'm here with my friends. I'm here in my community. We are strong, and you are not going to overturn my reality, Eris. I'm not going to let you do that. I'm not going to let you push me into a place where I'm reacting out of anger and not thinking. I'm going to go through this methodically. I'm going to go through this authentically. And Eris, if you say something that hurts me, I'm going to let people know that that's what happened. Because I don't need to hide. I don't need to hide my fear and my pain behind anger.
That stuff's so public. I was sitting there just watching, luckily with a few of my friends, and I was just in shock. Anyhow,
so far, yeah.
That cheer.
Watching with a few of my friends is a nice term for brigading.
Yeah, I think before I was in I don't have alerts on my earlier screen. Maybe I should add that.
Okay. Oh god. Well, I mean, this is useful. There's some people in here that I would have thought were friends of mine, that are just believing the lies. And this is what I'm talking about. If anybody knows Dopamine 27, talk to them. Tell them that they've been bamboozled. Canna Witchy, talk to them. Tell them that they've been tricked. They are going along with a witch hunt against someone who's innocent. My crime was this and this alone. I stood up for the trans community when no one else would. And for that, I was monetized by Dylan Burns and by Eris. This is so scary, chat. This is so fucking scary that somebody can just say this shit and that people, my friends, supposedly will believe it. I'm losing faith in humanity here. I'm losing faith in humanity. I want to say to the people in her chat that know me, what's wrong with you? Why would you believe that? You know me. You know I'm not like that. Do you enjoy like the VTube avatar that much that it's worth like burning your friend for? That it's worth burning me like a witch? That it's worth allowing her to get me like that? Are you gonna let that happen? Are you gonna be part of that? Is that what kind of person you really are? I wish I'd never said I was your friends in the first place. People in her chat, you're betraying me. And you don't even care. You're not even pushing back. You're not even asking for proof. Nobody in there's gonna ask for proof? No one's gonna ask for proof? What kind of people are you? What kind of people are you? And we already know what kind of person she is. But yo, Dopamine 27, what the fuck? Look, I think I just I just accepted Dopamine 27's friend request. Guess who's getting unfriended? I don't trust that person anymore. I don't trust them. I don't know what's wrong with them. Listen, if they want to apologize or something like that, look, and for anybody who did get sucked along with this and you want to apologize, the first thing you got to do is get out there and get other people that are going along with this and tell them they are believing a lie. They are becoming part of a witch hunt. They are being used by a bad faith actor, by a bald-faced liar who doesn't have any principles whatsoever. Eris, at long last, have you no shame? Have you no shame? What is wrong with you? Why are you so mean? How could you do this to a person? Where is your humanity? I don't understand, Eris. It doesn't make sense. This really hurts me. Not just that these people are going to believe that shit, but that you're going to sell that shit. That's really messed up, Eris. I can't believe that you're actually like this. I can't believe that I'm seeing this.
Yeah, I don't want to call her slurs or anything. It's like...
I hope you can control yourself then.
Stay away from things like pussy. I am frustrated.
Okay, well, I mean, if you want to call me a pussy, go, I mean, weird chant, but like, I'm not going to be too put off by that, okay? That's like, you know... That's better than I've gotten worse insults. Let's just say it that way. I've gotten worse insults than that. That's weird. Why the hell would she call me? I don't understand. I don't. What does she mean? That I'm too sensitive? Is that what she's saying? Does she think I'm a wokescold? Why is she calling me that? Yeah, Dopamine 27. Happy trails, bud. You are not a good person or a friend. Here, let me see who's like... Right. Blocked.
But the little dudes come up.
Bye-bye, Dopamine 27.
Little dudes.
These are people that should know better. These are people that should know me. These are people that should at least ask for proof, and they're not. And I don't know what's wrong with them.
Did the VODs, right? Because if she didn't do anything wrong, that's like...
That's not true. We explained why that's not true. If we didn't do anything wrong, Eris, a bad faith actor like you, and the Nazis that were also doing that, notice I didn't imply any connection because I don't know, I can't substantiate that. And I'm not going to imply, unlike you, I'm not going to imply anything that I can't substantiate, especially when it comes to Nazis, okay?
But the little dudes come up and like I just naturally am like, little dudes.
This is really gross. This is really fucking toxic and gross. I can't believe there's people like this on our platform. I cannot fucking believe this.
Seeing the stuff that happened was bad enough. Like when I watched it last night, I mean, I knew she was mad at me, right? But I didn't expect...
Why would she be mad at you?
To the level. And seeing, so seeing that was bad enough. But then what really kind of sent me over the edge was when I found out she deleted the VODs, and I found out...
again, this weird entitlement to like my stuff. This is a, what do you think about this? What do you think about this idea that everybody's like, oh, but like I should have had your VODs. Why can't I have your VODs? Eris, what were you trying to get my VODs for? What were you trying to do to me? Eris, were you gonna clip me? Like they clip Vosh? Were you gonna find something where if you cut it right here and you cut it right here, it kind of sounds like I endorse something that's horrible? She was gonna bury me, chat, and that's why she's saying this shit about death threats. She's looking for something that's really, really, really bad, that when you say it, you're like, whoa, that person's scary. I don't want to come anywhere near. I don't even want to find out if there are, because if there is, if you thought that I might be a death threat issuer, you wouldn't want to come anywhere near me. You wouldn't want to take a chance on that. That's what she's trying to do. She's trying to absolutely socially, like, you know, end me. This is a large content creator trying to suffocate a smaller content creator with lies, using her big platform as a cover for the fact that she has nothing. She has nothing. And the only things that she can point to is the VOD was deleted. Eris, it's not your VOD. It's my VOD. I will do with it what I damn well fucking please. And like, you know, if people like you are going to come in there and try to fucking clip me and they get mad that you can't clip me because we delete the VOD and then be like, okay, well then we'll just make it, since the VOD's gone, we'll say that's sus. And she said, no, Eris, I didn't.
Can I back you up on this? I think it's absolutely, you're right.
Who all was here?
Who all was here
during who all was here during the stream and heard everything that I said and knows that nothing of it came anywhere close to, and it's not even about that. Look, as far as threats and stuff like that, the actionable ones are like intentional, real fucking threats, like legit fucking threats. Like, let me give you an example. Samantha Banana 4 on Twitter gave me or said about me, eat shit and die. I reported that tweet. That's apparently not a death threat. Like, right? I mean, it's you know, literally telling me, you know, but because it's so colloquial, because it's a phrase, because it's a saying, that's not considered a death threat, right? That's the shit that Samantha was saying about me was pretty aggressive, pretty scary. It's the stuff that you could like, if somebody said like, look, that scared me, like, I don't know about this person, like, this is like, I'm worried about their intentions to me, even without them crossing the line and making a threat.
Naturally, I'm like, little dudes.
That's hilarious. That's a very hilarious name, Rob Norris Body Devil. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Oh, what do you think? What do you think, Johnny? I think I interrupted you.
Yeah, it's absolutely, you're right to not give people access to the
why would I want to give anyone access with fucking bad faith actors like this running around? Especially, like, this is Nazi behavior. Eris, look, you were talking, I don't know what you were doing earlier that was comparing me to a Nazi, but that was a weird champ, right? But like, this is like, oh yeah, you've had people come at you, but never other female content creators, but sometimes Nazis or something, I don't know what, something like that. But honestly, ironically, like, this is what Nazis do. This is what they do to Vosh. This is what they've done to other people. This is how they try to ruin people's lives. Then once they have the perception that this content creator is just beyond the pale, they're scary, they're violent, they're the trans woman is violent. Eris, we see what you're doing. The trans woman is violent, you know, like, I wouldn't expect it from a fellow female content creator. I wonder what's wrong. Remember, no, anyway, there's a lot of subtext here. There's a lot of subtext. I'm just going to point it out. I'm not going to necessarily like highlight it as in like that's what was there. But like, chat, that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. And that's what is popping up in people's mind, whether or not she means it or not. But we'll see more and more of this. Like, I think, you know, kind of like, you know, almost like it sounds like a lot of her technique as far as rhetoric is like subconscious in nature, is like, you know, setting a framework, is really like, this is dangerous stuff. This is ways that you can get people to believe stuff that they should not believe. They should know better, right? And like, why are the people believing these claims when like anybody in there could demand proof and she's got none, and all they'll do is focus on, but she deleted the VOD, so that's going to count as proof, even though it's not proof, and it's gaslighting. We are being fucking gaslit so hard by this creator.
Yeah, especially since you were gaslighted.
Scary lady, Eris. Like,
trust you.
I've never been more scared by another creator. And like, honestly, even Dylan with his much bigger reach, I am not as scared of as Eris. Dylan, for all that he lied about me, he never said that I did something like quasi, like, you know, the yikes, like that. Like, he never said something that was designed to absolutely, like, you know, isolate me from everyone else. That's scary shit. This is a scary lady. I want you to understand this. That the fact that something like this exists on our platform is really, like, just, I don't even know. I have never dealt with anything like this.
That no one had recorded it. Because it's like, my nightmare.
I bet you did record it. I bet you did. I bet you did take a lot of clips, and that none of them said anything yikes, and you couldn't turn them into anything. And so you're not showing, just because you didn't, you know, you don't have clips to show us, doesn't mean that clips weren't collected. I would be so surprised. There was a coordinated effort, Eris. You were part of it. You knew about it. To fucking like take my channel down. That was what was going on. This was not. Yeah, this was a brigade. Like, she is acting so nice and innocent. I was just sitting around with some of my friends. You were sitting around with people fucking brigading me, and Eris, if they were from the server that I think they were from, a few of those people were probably Nazis. All right, you want to fucking talk about Nazis? You want to throw that in there? Well, let's talk about your friend Doobie. We're going to see Doobie in chat. Doobie is the proprietor of the DG, is the proprietor of the Politics GG Discord server, and also the mod for Eris, and very just bad dude. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, Dopamine, you should know better. You really should. No, Valviz, you need to deplatform the person right below you. That's who needs to be deplatformed. Like, I don't know, chat. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that, like, you know, I think that Eris, like, I don't know if there's anything that, like, she's done that's, like, deplatformable. But, like, this kind of shit scares the fuck out of me. I do not want to exist in a content creation like environment with this kind of shit going on. Like, this is the stuff that we should use our solidarity to work together to defeat. Like, whatever she wants to do, whatever she wants to Bigfoot me, with whatever lies she wants to tell me, let's get out there, chat, and correct the record. When you hear somebody lie about me, stand up like I stood up for you, okay? Listen, if we stand up for each other, we can get out of this, okay? We can get through this. This doesn't have to be an impossible task.
Is to be in like a she said situation. And it feels...
Well, it's like she said... It's more like you lied and I said, what the fuck? And my chat said, what the fuck? And anyone who was there said, what the fuck? But you're literally like fishing for something that's like bad enough to make people not want to fucking have anything to do with me, Eris. And that's scary. That is like the social equivalent of some kind of like, you know, like that's pretty close to social like murder. I don't know, chat, is this, am I over exaggerating things?
It goes in the direction of a character assassination.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that was probably a better term. Yeah. Okay, let's go through there. This is so scary, chat. Like, I mean, if you think it's yikes watching this video, imagine if this video was about you. Imagine if she was attacking you, and imagine if she had a legion of people in there being, oh, Eris, you're so brave for having to deal with this. Oh, yeah, no, she's the bad lady. Oh, I can't believe she's doing this. Oh, she's so bad. Oh, yeah, she definitely threatened you because you said that she threatened you, and the bot isn't there, so that we're gonna believe. No, dude. Gamma Code X, you're so far from taking the high road, okay? You're part of a community that is built around lies. Literally fucking built around lies. That is the art and craft of Doobie's server, and I am coming to the belief that it is also the art and craft of aristocracy.
Like, I'm in that now, and that's like really frustrating, especially when there was
like, how did she get this good at gaslighting too? That's what I've never met anyone who can gaslight like this.
25 people watching.
This is so scary. This is so fucking scary. Yeah, it is online bullying. That's the thing, is she is literally bullying me and then trying to play the victim. This is gross. This is really, really gross and scary. Like, chat, can you please have my back for this? Can you please promise that when you hear people say this shit, that you will go and correct the record? I need your help. That's the only way that we're going to correct this, chat. She's already poisoned the well for so many more people. She has so much of a bigger audience, chat. She has so many more connections. She's going to bully the fuck out of me. She's gonna mean girl the fuck out of me, and that you are the only ones who can do anything about it. You don't have all the power in the world, that's right. You can't correct every single thing yourself, that's right. But you can stand up for me like I stood up for you. Please, chat, please have my back here. Please, like, I need your solidarity now more than ever, okay? This is so scary. Chat, she wants people to believe that I'm some kind of, like,
Yeah, here for you, Irene, and we know the truth.
There were a lot of people watching who, yeah, were, I mean, honestly, there were probably more because there were watch parties because there were just so many people shocked by that kind of stuff.
Shocked by a streamer standing up for themselves in their community? Is that what you mean with the Dylan thing? I mean, there's people in here that I just know are, like, you know.
She's okay, you're actually gonna kill me, Clever.
Oh, don't say that, Eris. Oh, was that a threat? Was that a threat? Was that a threat? I heard a threat. I heard a threat. Oh my god, chat. Let's get that logged. Let's get that logged. That was definitely, oh my god, she threatened me, chat. She threatened. This is how bad you are, Eris. That's an example of the kind of shit you were claiming on me. Like, for me to say that was you mentioned, you know, some scary words there, right? If I fucking twist it and turn it in the other way and the other way, I can claim some kind of, like, a threat was issued, right? This is what she's been doing to me. This is what she thinks is completely okay, to completely twist somebody's words into something that they did not say. To scare the crap out of me by brigading me, by trying to get my channel taken down, and then when I respond by deleting the VODs before clips can be fucking made, then, like, you know, the strategy changes to, okay, let's think of the worst possible thing that we can say that she said. Let's take what she, you know, let's twist her words into the worst possible iteration of something that she never fucking meant. And let's, like, try to cancel her based on that. And that's what they're doing. And unironically, this chick talks about cancel culture all the time. It's one of her hobby courses. She hates, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but, like, on the Mixed Vivian debate that she was on there, and she was like, she was very much anti-cancel culture, unironically doing the worst fucking, like, you know, because when we say cancel culture, what we mean is, like, you know, you called somebody, you know, you said a slur, like, right, like, I'm trying to think of an example, like the idea of a cancel culture is that what the person did wasn't really that bad, and that they're being, like, you know, completely, you know, dogpiled for it, right? That the punishment is out of order at the very least with the crime. But this is, unironically, like, the way that right-wingers characterize cancel culture as being completely disingenuous, as being completely disjointed from reality, that's what Eris is doing right now. And if she's going to go turn around and make that, you know, right-wing argument complaining about cancel culture, because, I mean, like, I think that's what I heard. I'm not sure. Chat, her political ideology is in, like, I do not know, like, there's some doubt. It's something that I have not quite been able to figure out.
Wow, thank you, Lone. Thank you so much for those bits.
I wonder why she has me here. So she basically just has me here to show me and, like, you know, like, kind of have, like, a head down posture, like, this is more framing. So she's showing me in, like, a head down posture, like, I'm like, I know I did wrong. Oh, you're right, Eris. Oh, I'm a bad person. Oh, I've got no argument against, like, this is more framing. Dude, she is, like, unironically evil genius. Evil genius VTuber. Chat, this is a scary lady.
I get a TLDR, what happened? I must have missed something. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna get into. I'm gonna tell the whole story.
But but the little dudes come up and like I just naturally
I'm going to tell the whole story devoid of context, of course. Of course it would be devoid. Of course. Well, like, what would you expect you to have context? Come on.
Because, yeah, right.
Little Goose for 20. Thank you for the follow. An awesome name, by the way.
Now, the only place you've heard the story is from her.
That's not true. That's absolutely not true. Actually, I didn't even talk about this. I believe these are discussions I had with my mods. I don't know what she's even talking about.
Like your stream is really zoomed in.
Okay. Oh, they're telling her that?
Zoom out? I guess I just focus on like the video, but thank you so much for that sub, Neon. Thank you. Put out a request on Twitter to see if anyone recorded it. Yeah, I did. I thought one of my friends was recording it. He said Shadowplay was working. It turned out it didn't. But yeah.
What do you want to bet that somebody got it? What do you want to bet that they have a recording? What do you want to bet that they took or a clip or something like that, and they just got nothing? They don't want to show us. What do you want to bet that some, like, with all the people that were grading me, do you really think that nobody got a video? What if they got the video and they know they're fucking nothing? There's nothing in there.
Because I think if you want to report somebody, you need a clip. So they probably have a clip.
Yeah, they've got to have a clip if they report. Yeah, if there was reported. Majorly disappointed. Majorly disappointed. This is unbelievable that we have that we're sharing a platform with somebody like this. Look, I've dealt with some wokescolds in the past, like, right? I've dealt with some people who are disingenuous, who, you know, twisted facts, who made up lies, who tried to cancel. But this shit is on another level. This is gross. This is scary. Like, I don't want to be around human beings like this. I don't want to think that people like this exist. This scares the crap out of me, that somebody this calculating could be hiding behind, you know, a disposition that like let's be honest, is associated, you know, it's basically essentialized as being non-threatening, as being, you know, very assuring. Like, everything about her mannerisms, everything about her dispositions is just like, you don't want to believe that this chick would do anything like this. But chat, I'm showing you a side of Eris that her fans are not seeing, and I want you to go out into that world. I want you to go out into Twitch with that knowledge and confident in sharing them. Open them up, because like, there is some shit about their creator that they are not seeing. It's not just that she's lying about me. It's that she is. It's not just that she's saying that I'm a danger when I'm not. It's that she's a danger to this whole platform and everyone here, weaponizing lies, crying, you know, making up like lies about something that's important. Chat, death threats like happen in spaces like this, right? Especially around servers like Doobies, right? With far right people that hang around there, like, right, there's a lot of that shit. That's a real thing, right? If somebody on these platforms was doing that, they would absolutely need to get deplatformed. That's true. That's not a spicy take. But when look at these chats, look at the fucking brainworms in these chatters. The fact that nobody there is like, hey, can you show us, like, if you got a clip, if you got anything? Nothing, nobody, nothing. Are you sure? What did you use to report? There's logical inconsistencies that could be called out. They could be made to basically end stream here and shut down in embarrassment because the chat calls them out so hard before they can shut down the discourse. Like, that should be what's happening. Instead, there's just people being like, oh, the theme one did a bad thing. Oh yeah, I always knew that. Like, oh man, I'm really disappointed in Irene. You had no desire to check, no desire to verify, you know, like even people in this chat that fucking know me don't fucking know better than to, like, you know, just believe like whatever some, like, you know, VTuber is gonna say about me. That's just like, as we can see, like, she did not think, like, I think if I was to guess, once she's caught on these lies, she's gonna walk it back to saying, I thought that's what I heard. If that's not what she says, I'm sorry. But I think she's going to try to play innocent. This is her MO, right? To do fucked up shit and then to try to play innocent for it. And people buy it because, like, don't, if she doesn't look, like, I've never seen a person that looks more innocent than that. Like, chat, that is the textbook definition of the way that we essentialize innocence. And that's problematic, chat. That's a problematic essentialism. That essentialism gets us in trouble. And in this case, it's hiding a very dangerous person. A very, very, very dangerous person. Because, chat, if she'll do this to me, she'll do this to other people, okay? She has no problem in lying, in telling egregious lies about things that absolutely, were they true, would need to be addressed on Twitch politics. This isn't a safe platform if people are making death threats. But, chat, is it a safe platform, I ask you, if people are weaponizing false death threats? Regent City, we were attacked by people trying to clip us. The mods gave me the advice to delete clips, VODs, everything. We didn't have a lot of time to sit around and figure out exactly what was happening. We know what can happen. And in those cases, a lot of times what does happen when a brigade. So she's talking about, like, I was sitting around with friends. Wrong. You were sitting with a brigade. That's what happened to me. A whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of bad people got together and tried to get my stream taken down. Right? She came in there and baited me, trying to get me to say something that they could submit to say that, like, you know, or that they could clip out of context, or, you know, like, whatever. You know, I didn't take the bait, and I was very calm with her. We deleted the VOD out of fear because, like, the word that we had gotten was that, like, people were coming for my channel. People were coming for my channel, right? So instead of, like, having this attitude like that the person that's the victim of this attack should have to show the VOD as proof that they didn't make the death threats, the person whose community knows her and knows that she wouldn't make death threats, the person who, you know, and I don't know if you know this, Regent City. Do you know this about Twitch? When you delete a VOD, it doesn't go anywhere, right? It's still on Twitch's computers. Now, when I delete a VOD, I can't get to it, but you know who can? Twitch. And if there's reports, and if there's reason to take a look at something, Twitch will absolutely take a look at it. Now, chat, the fact that my stream is up, the fact that I am not banned, shows you that when Twitch invariably took a look at it, because yes, it was mass fucking reported, my stream was mass reported, I was attacked by these people. They tried to take my channel down. They failed to take my channel down, then they go to the second recourse, they go to the third recourse. The final recourse was, okay, well, she deleted the VOD to protect herself, so let's make up something that we can say that she said. And that's what was done. So Regent City, the way that you're going in here, and, like, I mean, like, yeah, the way that you're going in here, I want you to go into Eris's stream, okay? And I want you to ask Eris to show proof. Show proof. She can't show anything because there is no proof. She's lying. She's weaponizing something that's really bad. Chat, I don't know if Twitch can, like, do anything about this, but if there was a way to deplatform.
I mean, be careful here. We don't want everybody to go in Eris chat and ask her questions.
Okay, don't go in Eris chat. Okay, you're right, you're right. Hey, Johnny's really, listen, to diffuse the tensions and to make sure that there's, like, not, you know, shit. Like, yeah, I mean, like, if you're going into the chat anyway, maybe ask a question, but, like, I don't want to send people. I specifically do not want to send people. I don't want this to become a thing where, you know, this becomes, and like I've said before, if you haven't watched my video on YouTube where I tell you exactly the lines I do not want you to cross, and that's like anything like this, like, right? If you were like making up lies about a person to try to get their channel banned, I do not want you to do this for me, like, right? Like, you know, the thing that she's trying to do to me, do not fucking do, like, this is an example of crossing the line. There's other examples of crossing the line. I think we know what they are. Anything that involves real world stuff, anything that involves, you know, exposing data of people's, anything, you know, like, there's a bunch of things, and I go over it in that video. Make sure to watch that and make sure you know the things that I will not accept you doing, because I am drawing a hard line. Anybody in my community does anything like that, they get fucking banned and they do not come back. There will be no reprieve. We will not be taking a look at your account like 4 months down the line. You're gone for the community forever. forever. Bon voyage. We cannot fucking afford that shit, and I don't want this toxicity. This is scary, chat. This is legitimately scary. The fact that someone like this exists on the same platform as me and is actively attacking me with her larger fucking fan base and her connections is fucking scary. The fact that I got so isolated and was made so radioactive by these charges that nobody on the fucking platform would stand up and try to help me. The fact that people made this assumption that this awful thing that she's claiming about me was something that I was really doing, absent of proof, completely absent of any proof, is scary. She was able to weaponize like lies and perceived innocence. And that's what's so dangerous. That's what's so dangerous, okay? This scares me, chat. This legitimately scares me. But yeah, no, chat, nobody go to anybody's, like, I'm I'm so scared. I just don't want anybody to do anything. I don't, Cora, can you help me? Can you help me? Can you say the thing that I'm trying to say? Because I can't say it. I'm like so scared. I've never dealt like with, like, I know I'm brave and stuff, chat, and I try to be brave for you, but I have never dealt with anything like this in my life. Like, this woman legitimately gaslit me the night that she talked to me. Like, I felt like I felt myself getting sucked into her fucked up reality. And even though I know what she was saying was not true, chat, like, like, I don't know what's going on. Meow. Meow, meow. Can we just calm down and do some muse in chat? I don't mean to get everybody worked up, okay? I really don't. I'm trying to like be conscious of the emotional state of my stream.
Yeah.
And before we were worried about getting too angry with the Dylan thing, and now we're worried about getting too scared, I guess. I don't want to get too scared.
I have been trying to respond to you, but once again, like a dumbass, I muted myself this entire time.
Oh yeah, yeah. What were you going to say?
I was just gonna say, have you had any water?
I need some water. I definitely need. No, I need water.
And how are you doing? Because I mean,
not good. This is so scary. The fact that like the normal course of events is for somebody like this to win, for me to get buried, for what I'm doing to get quashed, for my journey to end right here, chat, and for this person to just roll on and practice this kind of deceptive shit again and again and again and again and get away with this. That's the normal course of events. It's for someone like Eris to get away with this, for people to like be friends with Eris and to trust her and be like, yeah, like she looks like the one, and the one with the blue hair and the cat ears. Ooh, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Yeah. No, dude, there's so much fucking working against me here, chat. There's so much about my identity that's working against me here, that's working against me being believed, even though it should be fucking obvious to anyone that people making this kind of charge without the proof that it is actually more sus that they don't have than that I don't have a VOD. There's a very good reason for me not having a VOD. I can explain that. I can explain the logic behind that. Considering that you had to have some kind of clip to get that reported. Yeah. God, there's a VTuber, Uncanny Valley. Yo, this is worse than Uncanny Valley. Like, Uncanny Valley is legitimately scary, but this is scarier. This is scarier.
I mean, her mods know it. I have screenshots. I don't want to go so far to start releasing screenshots or anything, but her mods did know she did those death threats. That's why they asked her to stop, because she just suddenly...
Oh, you hold on. Well, okay, yeah. So we got, like,
that is a motherfucking lie.
That could supposedly... So, like, this is like Donald Trump saying, I've got affidavits right here. It's Rudy Giuliani. This is Rudy Giuliani up here with the... Look at how many affidavits he's got. One of those affidavits... Even if 75% of those affidavits are just, no, nothing there, right? 25% of those affidavits are good. They gotta be. There's so many affidavits in there. Chat, what the fuck is she talking about? Is this fucking scary? Is this a red flag right here? Is this the mask off? Is this the moment where Eris's story falls apart completely? And the other thing that I want to know is, was nobody in her chat able to see this? Like, she just went mask off. How much do you people hate my guts, and why? How much do you hate my guts that you're gonna miss something like that? Should we let it go on, or what do you want to do?
Little dudes come up.
Sir Wilhelm, thank you for the follow.
Little dudes.
Literally lying. Yeah, literally lying. Cora, what do you... Somebody was like, stop, stop.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was me, because I wanted to say that that was a motherfucking lie.
Okay, what was?
Oh, that she was claiming that we were fucking... That we were watching you say horrible things and whatnot. It just... Like, oh my god. Like, I really want to know what the hell she was looking at and how she twisted it around, because at this point,
if you get death
cannot
threats,
stand people lying like this.
You can see a lot of shit here that indicates a lie, because at this point, if you've got death threats, like, you know, as much as you don't want to release the logs, that's when you know, like it, look, if somebody was making death threats to another streamer and, you know, somehow was able to hide it through whatever means, right? And then there's screenshots that reveal that, like, oh no, they were absolutely made. Here's proof.
But the little dudes come up.
That would have gotten released.
Naturally, I'm like, little
There's
dude.
no way that stays inside. At this point, you know, if you really believe that your life is in danger, which is what I would believe if somebody was making death threats at me, yeah, wow, you know, like, I don't think, like, anybody would, you know, fault you for releasing, like, you know, logs to prove that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna repeat something.
We're gonna call bullshit on this, Eris. We're gonna call bullshit.
Drakewing just pointed out something that's good to clarify. When we found out that they were organizing a mass report campaign, that was the point at which we had to have a quick meeting and figure out how the fuck we respond to a situation like that. And that was why we got your attention, Irene.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is such complete bullshit. If Eris had screenshots that proved anything that she said, your Twitch would already be gone.
Yeah, that's true.
And
that's what they wanted. That's what they wanted. They wanted my Twitch gone, and saving that. What Eris wants is for people to be so afraid of me, for me to be so radioactive that no one will touch me. That's why she's weaponizing and creating lies of such a grand scale that just, you know, like, sound scary and, like, sound like, hey, I don't want to find out if there's truth to that or not. That's her strategy, right? To isolate me. And there's a record of what happens with leftist streamers, with leftist content creators who get isolated, especially when they're targeted by groups like those groups that are active in Doobie's server. And we'll get into that more with some prepared content that's coming up. So yeah, there's a lot of stories around these two. These two are an interesting group of creators.
Stop streaming, and they got her to just turn it off and stuff. And yeah, a lot of her mods were shocked by her own behavior, right? Because what a lot of people don't realize is I was actually a part of her community. I don't know if she was drunk. Either way, I don't. I think it excuses it.
Oh, also look for comments about, oh yeah, Jacques Gonzol.
Oh yeah, that's the one that went on to Vosh's subreddit.
Oh. Yeah, so these fuckers, like, they spammed this shit on Vosh's subreddit, and people were dumb enough to upvote it. They were just like, yeah, no, female bad, sure, yeah, no, I'll buy that.
Can I also just say, since she's been talking about those of us that mod for you,
mm-hmm.
like,
yeah, attacking my mods.
The amount of rumors that have gone around. I mean, like,
about mods, yeah, and specific, like Cora and I are the same person apparently, except for Cora writes better. So I don't know, maybe, like, you know, you're the muse in me, or so, I don't know.
And or there's the one where
look at what they're saying. Look at what they're saying in here. I love you, Eris, heart, comrade. No one can stop the rolling tide of this Marxist erisism. Not even the bourgeois record known as No comment clown. Well, that's funny. I wish I was bourgeois. That's a nice thought, Shock. Shotgunzo. Spells J-A-C-Q-U-A-S. Oh, I don't know. I don't remember how to pronounce letters in French. I better stop while I'm ahead. But yeah, there's a lot of kind of parasocial vibes going on in this chat that are kind of creepy. I don't know. It's creeping me out.
What a lot of people don't realize is, like, I was a part of her community. Oh my god, Leah. Leah, thank you.
And by that, she means, like, she was in chat. Was she? I'm trying to remember. Like, she was in Discord because we had her on, so.
That actually means so much.
No, this is some scary shit.
Yeah,
this is some really scary shit.
Because she was telling.
This is a scary community. This is a scary creator. No one in here is asking the questions that they should be. Chat, do you know what Viv would say here? Now, sometimes Viv oversteps things, and sometimes Viv wants to, like, see every, since she's got a hammer, she wants to see everything as a nail, right? But, like, what she'd see here, which I think she'd be right about that, is some kind of cult-like behavior, right? That's what we're talking about, when no one questions the thought leader. As opposed to my community, where literally, like, I will sit and get lectured by my mods, and sometimes I need to get lectured by my mods. Sometimes I'm posting cringe, and I need to listen to somebody that has who has more knowledge of the matter that I'm trying to speak of. Like that's I think a strength of mine, right? I don't consider it a weakness. I consider it a strength. Oh, 12 minutes ago, huh? Good stuff. Are you gonna claim you were silenced? That this is cancel culture? Is this free speech? Is your free speech being suppressed? Your free speech to create an alt and go and spam lies in somebody else's chat to get them harmed when all they did was stand up for trans people? Yeah, that's some good memes. That's really what should happen. God, if a trans streamer tries to stand up for trans people against a cis creator who doesn't give a fuck what he does, what his programming does to them, yeah, no, she should definitely be punished. She should definitely be isolated. Like, there is something really gross and, I'm gonna say it, predatory about Eris, okay?
At this point, I'm just waiting to find out, is this Eris's plan or is this someone else's? Because, I mean, she started this whole thing and hasn't stopped. And doesn't seem to be wanting to stop.
Neko Girl, I'm not sure what you're saying, but it sounds like you're talking about something I have been really clear on. And if you need to rehash of that, go check on my video, An Important Message from Nocommentchick. I think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well done, follow me. And stuff.
Just like sit here and listen to the royal. Oh, that's the stream alerts. Okay, I was like, wait, what? Do they like sitting here listening to trumpet music? I don't know.
Yeah,
oh, I see. So this is like, yeah.
What that sucks is, like, I didn't even, like, defend Dylan, right? You know, I just didn't hate on.
You just, like, allowed him to crush me. Eris, I lost subs over Dylan making that, like literally people saw that shit and unsubbed me because they were able to get a big platform and lie about me. You let him do that. You were part of that. You whitewashed his dickery, because let's be honest, Dylan by himself attacking a trans streamer is going to look really dickish, but he's got a nice little VTuber to, like, kind of softball question and show. All you were was there, like, to, you know, to ask the easy questions. And that's all you have done. That's all I've seen you do. So yeah, no, that's fun stuff. What's toxic?
That's the internet in general.
Oh, that's true. This is so scary, chat. How am I gonna get through this? Can we speed her up?
The way she wanted me to hate on it.
No, like, listen. All I wanted you to do, like, hate on him. Just push back. Just don't believe it. Like all you had, like. Anyway. Here's the deal. The truth be told, you weren't prepared to give an oppositional interview, which would have been necessary at the very least for fairness. Now, in real fairness, what you would have done is given, you know, given an interview with pushback to him and then brought me on, okay? And then you get both sides, and then you could fucking argue about, like, which one do you do first and which one do you do second, but that's not what you did. That's not what you did. You brought him on because he had clout, and you didn't bring me on because I didn't have clout. I got buried. I lost subs. He was able to lie about me. He was able to cope. He was able to convince people that a debate that he looked like an asshole in was somehow a success. Was somehow a success. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, good, good. Wait, you call people out? Oh, yeah, no, yeah, I'm just saying, like, don't cross the lines, okay? Don't harass, don't, you know, do real life stuff to, you know what I'm saying, right? Like, speak the truth, and don't be afraid to do that. Yeah. Is that what you're asking? I think that's what you're asking, right?
That's basically...
I think we were more talking about really serious stuff like threatening a person or really coming after them, bullying them.
Yeah,
and
I just didn't want
to. If anybody in our community does this, they are out of here. They are gone permanently. And if you see anybody doing this, then please notify us of that.
And that even goes for our enemies, okay? If you see anyone doing anything, send us the screenshots and we'll even do it for you, even though, like, we probably shouldn't trust you, and we will investigate those screenshots. We will make sure that they are not fake and you're not setting somebody up or anything like that. But yeah, if somebody has a problem with a member of our community doing something that's fucked us up, absolutely let us know. That's super important, and we will take care of that. Like I said, no one's gonna be allowed to do this shit. No one's gonna be allowed to do this shit. Listen, Sir Wilhelm, that sounds like a sea lion. That sounds like a sea lion. We've been in here, we've been watching this thing, and no one in here is feeling both sides about it. So if you're just joining us, you might want to sit around and learn a little bit, because you seem like you're missing part of the, yeah, this is not a both sides issue. This is not a like, you know, she said, right? This is looking really fucking scary. This is looking really scary. The things that Eris is trying to do to me here are fucking scary. She tried to get me deplatformed. She's trying to go after, you know, my credibility. She's trying to go after my ability to work with any other content creators. She is literally trying to bury me in a social media, in a content creator sense, right? So no, let's not hear both sides. Let's not hear sea lions. Sit around and learn, because there's a lot about Eris that you apparently do not understand. She is not what she appears at all. In fact, I would say that, like, her demeanor and stuff like that are vastly discordant with what's actually going on here. With her ease of just weaponizing lies unabashedly. And trying to hurt somebody, trying to destroy somebody, right? She's done a lot of harm already by just sitting there and not pushing back. And then she's claiming that, like, I wanted her to do what to Dylan? No, Eris. No, Eris, I definitely don't expect you to do, like, an argument with somebody. Like, that's not your style. I know how you interview. They're softball interviews. That's what you do, is you get up there and you make people feel very comfortable and you reinforce whatever narrative they're trying to sell. And, like, that's what you do with Dylan. So when you do that shit, then yeah, you are actually helping him to bully me. You are actually helping him to bully me. This is not okay. This is not a both sides issue. This is not like a, you know... Like, but what about, did you think about, no, we thought about, we steelmanned, we ran out of steelmen. All right, there's no more steelmen at this point. There's just one really scary lady named Eris. And the more we see about her, and the more, like, the mask slips off, the worse it gets. This is really bad. This is really looking bad for Eris. This is really looking bad for Eris.
We just finished level, sorry, fine, thank you. That's what really, really sucks. Okay, so I'm gonna tell the story from the beginning. Yeah, I'm gonna tell a story, right? So first, to start off, is I'm a part of her community. She's actually one of the she's one of like the first streamers that sorry, I'm just distracted by the subs. Thank you. She was one of the only streamers that I genuinely like watched myself.
Here's Doobie. So she's like kind of Doobie's protege, from what I've understood. That she and Doobie, you know, like worked a lot in the Discord server, and then is that how it worked? The Callopean club kind of spun off from there as like maybe a like slightly less toxic version of the Discord server. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I wouldn't recommend either of them. We're just so everyone knows, we're definitely not recommending those.
The little dudes come up
sites.
and like I just naturally am like little
there are
dudes.
a lot of streamers that I really like, but like just in my free time, I'm not able to watch them. For various reasons. Aj, thank you so much for those subs. Thank you.
Yeah, this is not looking good, Eris. I don't know what you're trying to pull here, but... Oh wow, Joe Lewis. That's somebody I need to talk to. Yeah, if you see names in here, just remember them. If they're names that you know, like, please let them know that they may like feel them out, see what they're hearing, see what they're thinking about this, like, right? Gamma Codex, you know, all these people in here, like let them know that they have been straight up gaslit by a very bad faith actor, and they are actually being recruited to help cancel a person whose only crime was to stand up for her community against a cis creator who didn't give a fuck about trans people and allowed his platform to be used to cause harm. Eris, you also allowed your platform to be used to cause harm. There are no good people in this,
To the guy in chat, we went over this. The burden of proof is on the person making the claim of being threatened, not on the person the claim is about.
Keep Sea Lion and get banned, okay? Like, listen, we're here to answer questions, and we want to like catch everybody up and stuff, but we're not here to answer Sea Lions, okay? If you're there specifically to derail, you will be noticed and you will be banned. We are not trying to get any Sea Lions on our side, because we know that no matter how long you talk to a sea lion, you will never convince them that to be on your side. They're just literally looking for an excuse not to. You know, that's.
But yeah, like, so there are
we're very familiar with what sea lions do.
No, she has to prove before she makes the allegation. She has to prove it.
That like
right?
I would consistently want
with something this important. Yeah, she absolutely fucking has to prove it. This idea that the burden of proof would be on the victim of her brigading and her mass reporting, that the person that responds to this by deleting their VOD out of, you know, out of fear for like what they've got in mind, like what kind of clipping or what they're gonna be doing. Look, chat, we have every reason to believe that they did have clips, right? They must have like reported something, right?
I need to speak to this.
Yeah.
Sir Wilhelm. So here's the problem. The burden of proof is absolutely on Eris. Holy shit.
Every day that I was.
And if you don't have that opinion, then you're literally like saying that everybody, you know, like who's been accused of a crime, if they can't fucking prove that they didn't do the crime, should be going to jail. That's monstrous. That's not what you're claiming though, right? You just had a brainworm, maybe. Because, like, it's either a brainworm that you're going to correct right now, pull that brainworm right out and be like, whoa, sorry for posting cringe, or we're going to conclude that we have a sea lion in chat.
Just like a fan, you know?
A sea lion that came in here specifically.
And this is when she was way bigger than me.
Specifically to disrupt, and
I've
they're
only
not
been streaming
even...
for a month.
Am I wrong, chat? If we got a sea lion, what are we doing? What are we dealing with here?
I want to speak to that specifically, actually.
Okay, let's...
Sir Wilhelm, what you are engaging in right now is sea lioning.
That's sea lioning. My mom says it's sea lioning.
Instead of actually listening to what we're talking about.
Because we don't appreciate sea lioning. I'm going to put your reason for ban sea lioning.
I do want to address.
But I can see how you want to come in here and try to disrail a stream that is revealing, that is exposing your thought leader for what she actually is, which is a really scary person. All the things that she's accused me of, all the things that she said about me, she's scarier than that. Like, as much as I'm scared of a, like, you know, like, yeah, if somebody's going around making threats, oh my God, that is really scary. But like Eris is going around enacting threats, attempting to take down channels, attempting to cancel people, lying with no fucking regard, with no care in the world, gaslighting. Like, this is not a good person. This is not a safe person to have on the fucking platform. This is a scary fucking person, and I am legitimately afraid of what she might try to do to me.
So, anyway, so what ends up happening, the music's...
Wait, does she quote? Does she quote it? She hasn't yet chat, sorry, chat, not chat, VC, does anybody know if there's a quote that goes on? Like, does she quote the threat? Does she say exactly what was...
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it yet.
Straight.
Oh, has anybody watched this?
God Save the Queen in the background of, like, the shit.
Yeah, dopamine, that is so sad. What's even more sad is the fact that you think that I would do some shit like that and you would just believe somebody who said this with no proof. That's really sad. You're a sad person, dopamine. I thought you were better than that.
It's, like, really weird. But yeah, so I was a fan of her stuff, and I would actually hang out in her chat, like, every day. I subbed to her myself. No one gifted it to me. She was one of the few people I could sub to, and
this is kind of
not
a weird,
in a great financial situation, so
kind of
that
a weird
was
excuse. Okay.
Which is why I don't
know what
like, this
you're
is
trying
why
to do with that. Oh, see, I see. Like, that indemnifies you. I don't know, dude. I don't know. It sounds like unrelated stuff that you're trying to spin into meaning something that it doesn't necessarily imply.
Position.
And look at this broken design. You are absolutely a tool of Darvo here. NCC attacked Dylan? Nope. Dylan attacked NCC. NCC threatened Eris? Nope. Eris not only threatened me, Eris came at me. Eris harmed me in so many different ways, and they're worried that I came at her. This is fucked up. Look, I've unironically been getting people coming at me, harassing me with the words, "Stop harassing Eris." So in other words, their harassment of me is to ask me to stop harassing the person who's sending people to harass me. That's fucked up. That's really fucked up. I shouldn't have to deal with this. Like, there's, like I'm very disappointed in humanity right now, I gotta say. Like, the biggest thing that, like, is pissing me off right now is people's willingness to go along with a fucking witch hunt. Don't you understand what a witch hunt looks like? We start to you know what, that word has some history, doesn't it? Let's use a different word. We start to push somebody down the line of, like, expectation of guilt, you know, before actually confirming anything, and there's a rush to judgment and there's no proof. This is a fucking witch hunt. This is what's going on. This woman is enacting a witch hunt against me with zero proof. This is incredibly irresponsible. Anybody in our chat that's going along with this, what is wrong with you? What is even wrong with you? Yeah, she is scary. Wait. Let me see.
Thank you, Kitsune. Okay, sorry that you think the CC mods are stupid. But anyways, so when I interviewed, so I decided I wanted to interview Dylan. Now, the day before I'm interviewing Dylan, now initially I planned the interview with Dylan was going to be very focused on his rape, right? Normally I would say sexual assault, but he was very intense about the fact that he wanted the term rape to be used to not sugarcoat it. And I wanted to focus on that. I wanted to highlight his story, and give him a chance to recant it. Reiterate it. And that, yeah, so that was a huge focus for me for doing that interview. And the night before, I found out that there was some drama going on between nocomentchick and Dylan. And I was really confused at what was going on, right? And keep in mind, Dylan's not someone I know super well, but I'm about to have an interview with him. It's going to be about a really sensitive subject. And, you know, and towards the end, I knew I would have to get into other questions that people would have. So I'd have to get into like whatever drama that he was in. And mostly I was just doing a lot of research, because a lot of you guys don't realize how much research I put into every interview. Like, I know I try to make them seem really natural, but there's a lot of work that goes into that.
Not enough
seeing natural, right? So I put like so much work into making sure that the way I speak to a rape survivor is responsible, and that I use the right language, that like, you know, that I did the right things for my viewers who are survivors too, right? Like, I really tried. So I was putting the majority of my research in there, but then I knew that I needed to research about any of this drama situation, like the other drama situation. I knew that it had to do with hippy dippy, that, that nocommentchick. I'm going to start calling her Irene because it's just easier to say. And that Irene had already, basically she had been upset with Dylan for a few various reasons. Like, there were some like that she felt like she got, at one point she had been, I guess, misgendered, and she was called they by Dylan, and I guess Dylan just says they by default. I think a lot of people do.
Okay, and Eris, as a trans person, here, let me, like, God, like, I'm saying this, like, I'm saying this to Eris. I'm not concerned about, like, you know, Eris and what she does, okay? Like, I don't have anything to do with Eris. She scares me, okay? But to you, like, what this is that for a lot of cis people, saying they, them is easier to just do by default, okay? We are trying to prevent that from, like, listen, like, if I don't want pronouns imposed on me by, you know, whatever is easiest for a cis person to remember. I want to be called she, her pronouns, and there's going to be a problem if I'm not, okay? It's not okay for me. And I know that maybe you think that because it's okay for Demon Mama that it should be okay for me. But that's really fucked up of you to kind of think like that. All trans people are different. All trans people have slightly different gender identities. And as such, it's, you know, the brainworms are getting out. Yeah, that's true. That's true. There it is. There it is. That's true. She thinks it's all right. She thinks she thinks that Dylan should be able to impress. This is fucked up. She thinks that Dylan should be able to impose.
Come up and like, I just naturally am like, little dudes.
Like, should be able to impose pronouns on me.
And he and me too, something like that. But anyways, she had a problem with him being, I guess, smug. She had a problem with, I mean, you know,
listen, let's get this straight. I had a little bit of a problem. It's not the end of the world. If you're smug with me, I might be a little strident with you. Like, that wasn't gonna cause like a problem. Like I'm not the one who went out of this thing with I have a problem with the other person. My problem with Dylan came in when he went on Demon Mama's and lied, and then same thing with you, Eris, lied.
Way she felt like
that's what we watched earlier.
There had been some transphobia in the way Demon Mama had been treated. And I wanted to bring up those criticisms, like, you know, in the interview, right? Because a huge portion of my interviews, if you guys have noticed, is focused on, like, you know, how people deal with criticism. And a lot of that is just me, like...
Okay, so, we've been over these things. The way that you're quoting them makes them seem a lot more plausible than they really were, okay? I didn't say anything that was close to okay, so come for her. What you're missing, the context that you're missing is come for her in a response video. So she's done content on me, and I said that it's just as legitimate for me to come for her in a response video. So what you're doing is you're helping Eris weaponize something that was very clear, something that she understands, something that I remember what I said. Random accidents might start to happen. No, I didn't say that. If Eris knew her power? What the fuck does that even mean? Dude, like, I don't know. Okay, so, like, these are not correct. Like, if they're quotes, they should be, like, exact words. And if there's exact words, then you need to show us where you obtained the details on those exact words, right? What? No, dude, whoa. Hey, mods. Like, that's... Don't let somebody just fucking lie like that. Like, yeah, I went over every single one of those things. That was, like, a lot of distortion. That was a lot of decontextualization and reframing that...
The feeling that at this point we're just...
Because I want to learn how to deal with it, especially in such a public avenue like Twitch. It was Demon Mama that Dylan called yeah, it was both of those. So actually initially Dylan had said they with Nocomentchick with Irene. So it was like a month ago or a few months ago. And later on, Dylan says they for Demon Mama, and even though Demon Mama has said that she doesn't mind they pronouns, Nocomentchick felt the need. She was like, oh, like a lot of trans people actually really don't like.
Okay, so Warm Life says, I don't remember any sounding like real, like, yeah, they didn't. They were clearly not. She's lying. This is why she's so dangerous. And then it sounds like, I don't know where, Awarno, hey, I'm sorry, I don't know what your name is, but if you're still in chat, I do want to talk to you. I think you were coming in here to lie. I think you were coming in here to pass off false information. But like, you know, if you want to talk afterwards, I'll talk to you. There are some things in there that were like, you know, that I can trace back to, like, oh, I know what I said, that, like, you know, that you're like, but like all those words were like not combinations of words that I said. So I don't know why they were in quotes if they were wrong, right? Quote means it should be the exact words. You're giving me quotes with words that I definitely didn't say like that. For some of them, there are, like, I can probably figure out what you're talking about. I can tell you what it was. Like, for instance, I'm coming after you since you've done a hit piece on me. I'm coming after you with content about you, right? That part is an example of something that no one should ever misinterpret as a death threat. That was her death threat. That was her smoking gun, chat. Look, if a streamer had made it a death threat, that's really worrisome. You do need to absolutely deplatform that person. That's super scary. You can't have fucking that happen, right? If Twitch had gone back and found that in my VOD, I would be gone. I wouldn't be talking to you right now, okay? This woman is lying to you.
Trans women don't like being called they. So, and she probably was feeling it from her place of hurt, so she like kind of spoke up against it. She didn't feel like her criticism was taken seriously.
If you were coming in here trying to talk in good faith and figure this stuff out, I'm sorry if you got banned, but it's sometimes hard to like, we're kind of getting brigaded by people that are trying to publish like lies that.
Dylan.
And again, without proof. Every single thing that they have is sans proof. But they want you to say, sans proof means that we convict the witch. If she doesn't float, then what is that? How that worked? Can somebody remember the witch thing? How does that work? Floats, not floats, something, right? Thing? Is that a thing? Is there a thing there? Anybody know? Bueller. Anybody in chat? Witches. How do they work? The floating is good, the floating is bad, the floating means a witch, I don't know. It's one of those things. If she...
No, I think if they drown, if the witch drowns, she's not a witch. If she's not drowning,
there we go, that's the kind of shit that I'm dealing with, right? Like, I have to prove that I'm not a witch. That's fucked up. That's a fucked up way to look at shit. That's a fucked up, misogynistic way to look at shit. And that, I swear to God, is how a lot of Twitch and a lot of YouTube sees. Oh my God, this is so fucked up. I gotta get some water here.
And what happens when you get large streamers that think that they can just start bullying smaller streamers?
Because Dylan still disagreed.
Dylan just disagreed.
Okay, I think like
listen.
yeah, the they thing the they thing. I actually didn't know it was offensive. In general.
Listen, the only thing that I was offended with the they thing, I don't care if somebody fucks up my pronouns. I don't care if somebody calls me they, them. That's totally fine. Especially if you don't know my pronouns, fine. You know, like whatever. If there's any confusion, like I'm not going to fucking add you for that. Oh my God, no. Dude, but like after I tell you, after you know, if you're just like, no, they, them, it's easier for me to remember. And you do that all the time, I'm going to get mad at you. I'm going to call you on it. And you know why that is? Because I don't want other people doing it. You got a brain worm. And I don't want that brain worm spreading, all right? So I'm gonna fucking call you on that.
I try to refer to people as much as I can by their gendered pronouns, though I have started to use they just by default before I know someone's gender. And this way, because I know like being called they is, at least it doesn't hurt as much as, you know, the full opposite gender. So that's what I try to do, but just in general, it's hard.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like oh God. Oh.
So like, yeah, I play no video games. Your community shrank too. Did it shrink? I don't even know. I mean, I was a member of her community.
Nope. My numbers are better. I've got more views on YouTube than I've ever had. And the people that like left my YouTube were replaced by other people that are better and that aren't gonna believe bullshit about me. Cause like that's actually pretty bad. If somebody just says, hey, I got no proof, but I wanna tell you, there's a streamer that you like, this really nice girl, Irene. She's a scary, threatening lady. Like your first thing shouldn't be like, oh yeah, no, fuck her, I'm rolling on her. Fuck her. Yeah. No, that's not a good person. And if you were in my, you know, community and you're like that, then I mean, like, I'm kind of glad that you're gone. But yeah, no, we did have people come in and replace those. Basically, you hit my subs with, you know, doing hit pieces on me like you did, right? That will happen when you do hit pieces and lie about somebody to a large fucking platform. They will lose subs. Those subs got replaced, though, by the fact that all the hate that you gave me increased my views. As they're increased right now, I'm getting more views than normal, right? So you actually raised my analytics. Raising my analytics causes more people to see my stream. More people seeing my stream, more people seeing my YouTube causes more people to subscribe. So in the end, that ended up being a wash. And yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, why am I don't have to defend myself on this. It's not like, it wouldn't be a bad thing if I had fucking lost, like, community, right? Like, it's not, anyway, I don't, like, then I'm like, no, like, I'm like, anyway, I gotta get some water.
Does she still have a community at this point?
Does she still have a community? Yeah, I have a fucking stronger community than I could have ever imagined, and they are here for me in a way that you wouldn't believe. They are the only thing that has gotten me through this bullying and this harassment that I've received from you, Eris. So yeah, thank you. Thanks for asking. I do have a community. Good question, though.
Yeah, I have no clue. Apparently, I didn't even know about this. Apparently, she's had all these issues with other streamers, like in the past week too, and then the past 2 weeks.
No, you did know that. Dylan and Demon Mama, you literally just talked about that. What does she mean? Yeah. Misinformed?
I kind of want to see whether...
As a trans woman, it hurts me and I won't accept it. Like, wait,
the little dudes come up and like I just naturally am like, little dudes.
Not she will delete my comment. Yeah, you guys don't need it. I don't want you to necessarily comment on this. Oh, well, there's no comment there. Drama drains energy, time, money. It sucks you have to deal with this. Yeah.
No, dude, you're literally monetizing it. You're monetizing the pain and suffering of the trans community, just like Dylan does. This is your problem. This is why we don't trust you as content creators. Not because you're like transphobic for fucking getting somebody's pronouns wrong. Like, that's the least of my concerns, okay? If you get somebody's pronouns wrong and then you try to get them right the next time, I'm fucking happy, okay? That's good. That's good shit, you know? Because I get it that it's like a new thing for some people and it takes some time. That is not the problem. Please do not try to strawman me as somebody that is like a fucking like pronoun like 100% completionist.
I am not becoming a drama channel. That is not my thing.
You literally are.
But yeah,
I mean, you're worse than a drama channel. You're like a bullying channel. You're a brigading channel. You're connected to a Nazi channel. Like, you're a scary, scary lady, Eris. And like, you know, none of this like fucking face that you're putting out fools any of us. We've seen you go mask off. We've seen how willing you are to lie.
If someone shits on me, I'm gonna defend myself. Like, if someone shits on me to this level.
You already attacked me. What do you mean defend yourself? Like, this is the problem with her. She's so entitled that she thinks that my issues don't matter, to the point where it was like, okay, like, here's the deal. You made a video with Dylan. That video poisoned people's minds, caused people to unsubscribe from me, hurt my community, right? And you act like, but no, that's not a thing. That's just like, you know, you don't matter, right? But then when anything comes up, when somebody tells the world what you're doing, you think it's this big, like, you know, a grievance against you. And so like, oh no, that I can go hard on. Dude, you go too hard on people, you're going to end up getting banned if you're not careful. Because you're fucking like playing with fire, Eris. And it's going to, I don't know, dude. I don't want to make any predictions. I don't know. I don't mess with this shit. I do not mess with this shit. This would scare the fuck out of me.
Eris, reach out for some help if you need it. Like, from any other streamer, they've had to do the same. And well, thanks, Scene. Honestly, yeah. Like, there's no guide on how to deal with this shit. Like, there's no guide. All you can do is hope that you have a supportive community around you and supportive friends. And I'm very lucky to have that. Let's react to some fun. Yeah. I do have some other things we could get into for like
some other trans streamers that you could bully. Yeah, that's good stuff, Eris. That's good stuff. All right, chat. We are done with this content. This was really tough to get through. Thank you for helping me get through like 2 videos that we really needed to watch that I was not looking forward to watching.